California law requires me to tell you that I'm streaming.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say that you're like a sex offender, but that works. I think you're gonna get demonetized now.
I was never monetized. I don't qualify for monetization in the first place.
Who's that?
Who?
Oh, caffeine.
He's a friend of mine, and he's on the Christ board and Catholic board.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I couldn't see who joined. They used to pop up in an overlay. I guess I don't have it set for this game. I don't know.
You can do that on tab. I mean, you hit the tab button, and it should show who's online.
No. For Discord, like voice chat.
Oh.
Used to be like an icon.
Oh, you meant Discord overlay, okay.
Yeah. Alright. We used to have a bunch of cows. Like, I fenced them in and everything. I had a farm. But then they freed them because, animal cruelty and all. But now we're down to like 3 cows. Because everyone kills them since it's not in a pen. And they don't breed them. So, like...
They were setting them free from a life of slavery.
Okay, they wanted to be enslaved. I asked them, and they said yes. It was consensual. There we go. It's on signs, which now means that it's official.
We got just ambushed, or not ambushed, but surrounded by monsters, like a bunch of zombies, skeletons, and creepers just swarmed spawn, and we couldn't even do anything because we'd spawn in and they'd immediately start attacking. Or at least I would keep getting attacked once I respawned. They were just everywhere because no one has bothered to defend spawn.
Actually, okay. Let me make some bone meal, and I can make a iron golem. Except for he will wander off because we don't have walls.
Well, yeah, I meant build walls. Like, we're going to build a wall and make the creepers pay for it.
Yeah. Although, okay, so like it'd be easy to make a cobblestone wall, but it'd be cool if it was something like neat. Like, I don't know, like a mixture, like a cool design with wood. But I'm awful at building. I don't know if any of you are good at building.
I'm okay at building. It's not really something I'm particularly good at. I keep having to, especially since I keep having to resize everything, because I like to wall in everything I like my area, so I keep having to expand the walls, and it's tedious.
Yeah, well, you could, instead of doing that, you could just puncture a hole in the wall and then just extend it.
But then it wouldn't be symmetrical.
It's like a building.
Well, yeah, in some cases, yeah, I just extend the building past, but sometimes I just want to expand my base, and that gets tedious. Or I figure out, oh wait, I screwed something up in the building, now I have to rebuild half of it.
So this is Do Not Grief, but this is already broken. And this is new since I last got on. So, like, that didn't last long.
Yeah, the creepers blew it up.
I assume so.
One of the signs is missing. They didn't even grief protect spawn.
Alright, a tissue joined. Question is, are you 9-ply or like what?
I'm not even in the game.
Fair enough.
Whoever added the do not grief warning, the creepers griefed it because whoever owns the server didn't add spawn
It's
protection.
Thomas. Okay, so some people on the server want to keep it like strictly vanilla. I think an anti-grief plugin wouldn't be bad.
Well, vanilla has protection for spawn up to a certain number of blocks.
Yeah, for spawn, this isn't. He changed spawn. This isn't the original. There's a fox. All right, how do you tame a fox? Something with berries. I've tried and
I
it
think
doesn't
you
work.
feed it berries or something. No, wait,
I think
no,
there's
the
something
fox
more.
breeding works. I mean, fox taming works weird. Like you have to. I think you can only tame
Yeah.
babies.
Oh, nah. That'd be dumb.
And then
It's
they're
also
not.
night.
And then I don't know that they follow
He's
you
hunting
around.
fish. Oh,
I don't
that's
remember.
cool.
I don't think I. I don't remember if I've tamed any foxes yet. I haven't played in a while,
Oopsies.
and I've barely played with foxes.
All right, guys, you wanna like sleep? Like we can.
Sounds gay.
Folks said that anyone can use his bed, so like. Oh wait,
Wait, did they
who
change
was it
the
who was
fence
just in here?
recipe? Nope, it just didn't show up on the crap. Oh, right, because the
Who
recipe
was
wasn't in the
in
book yet.
this VC earlier that just left? Who's Proud Tissue? I couldn't see the name
That
because
was
that part
Joey.
takes it all up. Who?
Joey was proud tissue.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought it was folks.
No, they all have the same profile picture now.
That's why. Alright, well, I don't think anyone will care if you take their bed. As long as you don't blow things up. Because night sucks. Does caffeine have a mic?
I know he has a
Or
mic. I don't know if he has one that he can use now or if he wants to.
does he prefer like caffeine or Isaiah? That's his voice. I am big dumb.
I
It
can't
cuts
remember which
off.
verse it is. It's one of the violent verses, I think.
I'm gonna check.
Run away, run away.
Can you hear that?
Hear what?
Snoring.
I hear a zombie groaning.
Okay, well the snoring's pretty loud, so. And the angel of the Lord went out and struck down 185,000 in the camp of the Assyrians. And when people arose early in the morning, behold, these were all dead bodies. Okay, that is one of the more violent ones. I wonder, is that just your name, just to like? I don't know the word. Oh, that's a big zombie. Who shoot the sheep? Oh, I think it was caffeine. Wow, what an animal lover. He made shears just to not kill that sheep. the place that says "Do not grieve" keeps on getting exploded. Alright, there's way too many. I'm trying to like help him, but like it's just way too many. And they're all at spawn. So I think we either need to sleep or leave the village at night so like we don't destroy stuff. Cause like outside the village there's not many mobs. But right where like everything is I don't know why, but everything just spawns. I can get some wool for beds. Cause I feel like more people might join. I don't know. Can you hear us? Type in chat if you can hear us, Snake. Okay. I'm not sure. I believe green thingy has a bed, or at least like majority of them do. Which I'm pretty sure multiple people can use the same bed as a spawn point, right?
Yeah, as long as you can't sleep in it at the same time, but it works.
Yeah. So if that player is offline, you technically could use
Okay,
their
a creeper
bed.
just
But
exploded part of the house.
yeah, we're gonna need to like either sleep at night or leave the village. So like, there's a lot of holes from like a couple nights. I think he needs an
This is a
anti-grief.
war zone. The monsters are turning on each other. I don't know whose house got exploded, but they don't put their names on them. Ah! The skeleton got in the house.
I can.
No, not another creeper.
Sola, you are destroying everything. You just need to go, Sola. You just... that's Merrick's.
Creeper just destroyed the place.
The one right across from the house that creeper just blew up. Yeah.
There's a command, and I don't remember what it is, but there's some way to turn on Discord overlay.
Yeah, it should be fine. Alright, is that all of them? I'm gonna make some beds. Because I like just slaughtered a ton of sheep. So. Okay.
Yeah, claiming plugin might be useful.
Like,
although that can be a bit of a pain to be able to share it with someone else.
Maybe teams or something. Like you can do that with say factions.
Oh yeah, factions would be fun. We could.
Yeah, I know. Protestant Reformation.
On the old Christboard server, we had factions, and I think there was like a planned event where the Catholics and the Protestants were gonna have a big battle or something. But I don't know what came of that, and obviously that server has been gone for a long time because Ben is busy or something.
Ben.
Ben Roy.
Are they active?
Not anymore.
Like,
They used to
okay.
be. He used to be active, but not now.
I feel like I might recognize. Hold up. From user. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen. Wait, when was the last message?
I don't know. A few weeks ago, maybe.
November 19th. That's.
And usually when says he does send a message, it's some explanation as to why the Minecraft server isn't up, because people keep pinging him to ask why the Minecraft server, what happened to it.
Yep, Minecraft. Does anybody need a bed? Because I have like 3. I am thinking about just having a chest like at that spawn with beds, but like I feel like it's gonna get blown up.
Okay, we
See.
really need some torches and walls to protect this place.
Yes. I suppose. Do you want to fill these holes, or do you want to do torches?
We do need to put like dirt along the top of the. Oh, you mean which do I want to do? I can. It's kind of easier if everyone just does both.
All right. I just didn't want both people, like multiple people, getting a bunch of wood and wasting time on getting too much wood. I mean, not wood, dirt to fill these holes. If they could be placing torches, or like vice versa. Solar, you have a bed?
No, I do not.
Alright.
And I do not have a house either. I just use someone else's.
Alright, you wanna here. You can share my magnificent house. See this room right here.
Sounds
Look at that. Look at
gay.
that. No. See this space?
Ah. Okay.
See that?
So
we could even here. I got it. You see, if we do this, then it's not gay. Because it's thorn bushes.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hey Astro.
Hey, Gravity. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Are you guys doing Minecraft again?
Yes,
Yeah.
and California law requires me to tell you that I'm streaming.
I will think of sex offender.
That sounds delicious. Yeah, I actually might get on then.
Is that actually a thing, though, Sola?
Two-party consent. Yeah, all parties have to consent to a recording.
Wait, do I have the right to revoke my consent?
Yes, and I can mute you, if need be.
Well, I consent to it, so
I just love the prefix. It's broken.
No, it's ep user prefix, meaning as an epic user prefix.
Oh, someone put some torches in my house. It's super sweet.
Yeah, there was a creeper and a bunch of zombies in it. I managed to like get them out without them blowing up, and then Snake and I took the creeper down successfully. It's impressive. It's good teamwork.
Well, thanks, Snake, and thank you, Gravity.
Is that construction site like OSHA approved? Like, I don't see any hard hats. Alright, fair enough.
There's just so much space, and I'm out of torches. Oh, I can make more, but still running low. I'm out of coal.
I have some, but I don't want it all used.
I can make charcoal.
Oh yeah, do that. Ooh, a melon grew. Not only...
There are horses, but we have no saddles.
Someone planted wheat seeds here. I'm gonna break the wheat seeds here, right where these melon and stuff are, and pumpkins, so that they can grow. Because I want that pumpkin so we can get an iron. So I want like walls before I place them, because then it's just kind of a waste if
where should we
he
put the
wanders
village
away.
walls? Because we don't want it. Because we want to be
Walking
able.
away.
We want enough resources that we can actually build the walls, but we don't want it so small that it would expand.
Yeah. That's why it's kind of nice if you can find a big mountain. You don't really have to. You know, with all these torches we've placed, it's still probably not going to be good, because with the rate that they've been spawning, I think they'll still find the small little dark spots and spawn. At least that's what happened on another server that had spawns like this. I just hate the way torches look, like spammed. I wish there was something else.
Well, you could always use a texture pack.
Yeah, but it's just like it's like random blocks placed essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
I don't know what I'm working on right. Oh no.
How many? Oh, wait, so we need to start counting the amount of creepers you explode.
Well, I think I've recorded all of them, so.
Alright. Well, if you edit or have like an edited version, you're gonna have to have a creeper count.
Okay, I should not be wasting time in this mine shaft. I don't know. Again, alright, what's our goal right now? What do we need to work on?
Is the wall gonna be stone or wood? Those are the two easiest to do that don't look atrocious. Oh, that's a creeper.
You go for it, crafting. You make that house.
It's easier to, well, it's easier to gather wood than stone, I think. So we could do a fence for now, although that might undermine the whole build the wall rhetoric we were preaching earlier if we just do a fence. But.
Why are you guys making a wall with wood?
What wood? Well, that chest was just floating open.
Why not use stone? Or like,
I should make a door.
Because
stone
is harder to gather.
Yeah, I know, but it's worth it. You know, it's like it looks nice. It's really strong. But I mean, if you guys want to do wood, you
Well,
guys go.
the wood fences are more transparent.
Okay.
Although eventually
Wow.
we'll want to replace the the fence with a great big wall with fortifications.
Just make it of stone and fence.
Whoa, who was that?
A new
Your
person.
And
Ooh.
I'm out of torches again.
Alright, so so you're gonna need to make a house.
It's funny
Houses are
because
for
you guys
sissies.
are all on the Catholic Court server.
Oh no.
And,
There's
my
another
computer is
creeper.
currently unplugged. So I don't even have access to the Catholic Court server.
Why not?
And I own Catholic Court.
How do you not have access to the server?
My computer is currently unplugged. It's been that way for months.
Oh. What happened to your
I-
computer?
I'm too lazy to plug it back in. That's what happened to it.
What? You're too lazy
I've
to
never
plug your
heard of
computer
that.
back in.
I'm so sorry, that sounds difficult.
I know, it's very difficult. I don't know how to fix it.
Ah, good luck. That's all I have to say.
But obviously, if I was there, I would be the Pope. Of Minecraft? I don't know how that would work.
We need a council of Minecraft.
I feel like Snake, I would play as torches. Because
Snake, I confess the sin of slothfulness.
something might
probably
spawn
every
down
week.
there. Like, I feel like something's just gonna spawn.
How do you guys make charcoal again?
Smelt wood.
Okay.
Don't you just mine charcoal?
No,
you might-
that's coal. That's coal.
Oh,
I have a carrot.
see, I haven't played Minecraft in years.
You should play it. It's gotten a lot different.
Okay,
Honestly.
not years. Sorry, months.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's delicious.
No, I like Minecraft. Minecraft is
The
literally
Bean
my
Bugs
childhood.
update was a little
Yeah,
meh, but I think
it's
they're just
mine.
trying to buy time for the next update.
Oh, crap. Ah! Sorry.
Who
Sorry.
opened the
Mine,
server?
Christian server.
Thomas.
Also, why are people who are not in Catholic Court on the Catholic Court server? How does that work?
Because
Well-
people were advertising it on the Christ Court server.
KOC.
And they probably need more members on here.
That makes sense considering Catholic Court is inactive and totally useless.
Whoa.
The most active it is when a troll comes on and then we play with him for a while before banning him.
Yeah, how good is the server? I haven't joined it yet. Like, is it worth it?
We
or-
do literally nothing.
That's awful.
Dude, they are straight up holding the cows hostage.
But at least we made the server, apparently.
Oh, that's good.
I don't know whose idea it was to give me ownership. I'm totally incompetent. I think that's that word.
Oh, so you own the server?
Joey owns the
Unfortunately.
Discord server. I don't know who owns the Minecraft server. I think it's
I think
Bubbles.
Thomas
Thomas
owns the
Bagels.
Minecraft server.
Wait, is that Joey?
Yes, it's Joey.
Oh, guys, it's a turtle. They
Oh, guys, it's Joey. Yeah, it's Joey.
Guys, it's a turtle. Behold, the almighty turtle. It's all by itself. It's like that one turtle from the Galapagos or whatever.
Excuse me, that's Darwinism.
How many people are on the server right now?
About 4 people.
Whoa, wow. That's how many people are in the Trinity.
Guys, I'm the turtle's only friend. I can't leave it.
I'm gonna
I
plant
thought
the
they were-
carrot before I lose it.
Oh my
where's that
gosh.
farm?
Is that a
There's
cute
another
dog?
turtle. There's another
That would be
turtle.
a cute dog.
I mean, kinda. It's really annoying. Which kind of takes away any cuteness.
My dog barks, but they're both still cute.
Well, the torches helped. There are nowhere near as many monsters now.
Thank goodness. Like, it was really bad, like, an hour ago.
Okay.
So, when is folks' resource pack going to be done?
He's working on a resource pack.
Yeah. There's going to be icons.
Like, what type of icons? Like, religious?
Yeah,
Like-
like religious icons.
Like Eastern Orthodox icons? Or
We're
like...
talking Christian icons.
Okay. Like, in general.
Christian
Yeah.
icons like Kent Hovland.
We're going to have a nice big icon of Braun.
Sorry, Kent Hovland, peace be upon him. We need an Alabastinian temple.
No, we don't.
Yes,
we
we
need
do.
a Catholic church.
No,
Excuse-
we need a Satanist church.
I would burn it.
Satanism is a mean religion.
Can we just build a Satanist church just to burn it?
All right, man, if you want to.
Once we find like an actual in-game village, we should convert their pagan temples into churches.
Okay, let's do it.
Sola is correct.
I approve.
After we
We should
execute
do it just as St. Patrick
execute
did.
their priests.
Whew, whew.
No. If we convert one of their priests, they will all convert.
So we have to
Or we
baptize
could just kill
one of
their
the
priests
clerics.
and make them convert out of fear.
Aha, I got someone with my bush.
Yep, that was me. Kill me.
There's
see
no
if I
wine in Minecraft, so how would you celebrate a Minecraft Eucharist?
Well, we add mods.
Some people, I don't know what they're gonna do. Some people want like more plugins, and then some people want it vanilla.
Let's
Dude,
just
I literally was about to put a sign that said the Heathen's House, but like someone already did it.
Do you guys have a town? What's it called?
It doesn't have a name yet, as far as I know.
Well, you guys are gonna have to name it after a cool person.
Right now, it's just a
Saint.
village because it's the only village.
I don't think we even have a Catholic court patron saint.
How many people are in Catholic Court? Maybe I'll join y'all so you can increase your numbers a little bit.
I don't know. It's like 100.
Really? And it's super
Yeah, nobody
inactive?
talks there.
Really?
Yeah, it's older though, so a lot of the members.
There are
Yeah.
184 members, but that's counting bots. But I don't think there are very many bots.
Christ Court has thousands of members, and you see how active it is. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it has thousands.
See,
I mean,
it's established.
Yeah. I mean, it is super active, though.
Catholic court was like established by Nate first, and then it was given to Gadiel. Wait, no. Then it was given to Thomas, and then it was given to Gadiel, who then gave it to me.
Yeah,
Which is-
It's been passed down through.
Bagels gave it up
Blizzard
because at
was
the
mine
time
that
he was still
Joey has the server.
because at the time
Again.
Bagels was still swapping denominations every day. So
This was a terrible decision, and I don't know why anyone gave it to me.
yeah, just like they keep places offering me power.
Guys.
Servers go like, "Hey, do you want power?" It's like, "Yes, of course I want power," but I'm terrible at having power.
What am I supposed to do with this pound?
Okay, this dog is greedy. It just ate 13 bones.
We're supposed to abuse the power, obviously.
It just ate 13 bones, and it's not 10, guys.
Well, I
That
can't
dog's
just
greedy.
ban everyone who's a part of the Society of St. Pius X.
I mean,
Because-
are they allowed on Catholic Court or no?
Yes.
Okay.
A bunch
I'd
of
say-
members are.
How about Sedevacantists?
No.
They're allowed. They just
Well, they can't preach against.
Yeah, so in practice they're not allowed because
Okay.
they can't help themselves.
Okay, what about non-Catholics?
Yes.
The same rule applies.
Okay.
And
Except-
usually the non-Catholics are more respectful than sedevacantists.
Yes.
Really?
Well, the sedevacantists are non-Catholics, but
Right, they're non-Catholics. Of course. They're just Protestant.
Is there like a debate channel where you can just debate?
No.
Like it's no.
No,
Debates are for losers.
if you want to debate, you go to Christ Court. If you want to
Zion.
if you want to circle jerk about how bad the Protestants are, you go to Christ Court.
Hold up. This tree grew through my house.
You
If
guys
you-
should see #Catholic. It's one
Did
heck of a
someone
joke.
put a hole? That's crazy. It's literally the perfect height.
Wait, is that a Discord group or what is that?
I'm leaving it.
#Catholic is the chat in Christ Court.
Oh yeah. I understand.
Which is far more active than the actual Catholic Court server.
I like that Catholic chat. It's
And
really
also
nice.
far more traditionalist and Protestant bashing than the Catholic Court server.
We're all very trad nowadays. I don't think there is a modernist Catholic on
Well-
Christ Court.
Well, that's good because those people really don't believe.
Well, there
I
are
don't
more
think.
modern-leaning Catholics on Christ Court. They're just not as active.
Like what do you call a modernist? Like in y'all?
Yeah,
loser?
exactly.
But now, like just someone who's into Nova Soto or not or something.
No,
like,
you can be a Nova Sordo attendee and be traditionalist. I actually linked in a video if you want to look at it of a pretty good Nova Sordo mass. When a mass is celebrated according to the rubrics of the Second Vatican Council, it's actually done very well and it can be very enlightening.
Wow. You make me happy, Sola.
Yeah,
Of course, the
Cardinal
extraordinary form is still
Burke.
superior, but
Cardinal Burke
Yeah,
celebrates
I-
Nova Sordo.
Yeah, I've never been to extraordinary form mass. I've been to a Eastern Catholic mass, but on Divine Liturgy.
ooh.
But I've never done extraordinary form. Ever.
See, I'm the opposite. I've been to an extraordinary form, but never been to a Byzantine Divine Liturgy.
It's worth it. I would absolutely recommend it.
Because I have one like 20 minutes away, but it's just like I've never been.
Oh, dude, you're so lucky. It's like an hour and a half for me.
I want to go to the Syriac Liturgy of St. James.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
What is that? I never heard that. Like, what rite are they? Like,
Syriac.
what part?
East or West Syriac, I don't remember.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
See, mine is Byzantine, right? Mine is
Yeah.
Ruthenian.
Yeah, mine's a Melkite Byzantine rite. So I like the Melkites. They have some good traditions. Like I love how they like dip the bread in the wine and stuff. You know, like
Oh, that's intinction.
yeah, and yes, I love it. Like,
Yeah, they
it's
probably
so-
have a cool rite. It's just their church is a bit iffy on whether or not they actually want to be papists.
Really.
Hello.
Well, howdy, welcome.
You guys are talking about like churches and stuff, and I'm still salty that dog didn't tame after 13 bones.
But dude, like the Melkites, like that Melkite priest I went to, like in Miami, like he was talking about the Pope and all that crap. So I think at least certain Melkites definitely are like.
No, they're all in communion. I don't know what
Yeah.
drug is taking, but they're definitely in communion.
Yeah,
they're
they
in
are.
communion.
It's just that in practice, a lot of their clergy and leaders tend to
Really.
not. I mean, like it's not like they're definitely in communion. Otherwise, they would be Orthodox. But they
They do it very reluctantly.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I mean, that priest I met, he seemed like he was pretty.
I don't know why I'm
but-
putting my stuff in that chest.
See, the extraordinary form.
You're in my
when
house.
you receive the Eucharist during the extraordinary form,
That's okay.
was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I need to try it because they do extraordinary form mass. Actually, one of the only ones in the only one. My diocese is only an hour away from me in the cathedral.
Is
So
it
I could,
diocesan or
what?
is it diocesan or an order?
What do you mean by that?
Like, is it done by the diocese or like a society or something?
The diocese. So like, so yeah, it's in the cathedral, I think. But I mean, it could be FSSP, but I don't know. I don't think so. But yeah, it's probably the diocese. So beautiful church down there, beautiful cathedral.
I just went in a big circle.
Yeah, it's up in Georgia. I live in Georgia, so.
Where is the? Oh, I see the infidel house.
Where are you guys from?
Do you like
Missouri.
it?
I am from Kansas, but I am exiled in California.
Ooh,
I am
lucky.
I am from Kansas City, Missouri. So I hate all the Kansans.
Yeah, but like, that's because he's jealous.
No. It's because they're losers.
Nah, Joey sounds jealous. I mean,
No, Kansas is just like a dumpster fire, man.
but
Better than
how is there a
California.
quick explosion? It's the middle of daylight. Where did that
Yeah.
people come from?
The only
I-
good thing about Georgia is Savannah, Atlanta. That's it.
I know that it goes without saying that it's better than California, since everything is better than California. But I'm still going to say
Everything's better than California.
I mean, I would love to. I would love to visit California. Like I've never been there.
there's
and,
nothing
like,
here worth visiting.
I mean, there's a lot of things. You know, they got San Francisco and that deep dish pizza. And like,
They have deep dish
Deep
pizza in
pizza
other
is
states
Chicago.
too.
Yeah, and
You don't-
like every event in the United States is like held in California. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is great. If you want to get out and meet people, California is the place to go.
Except
Yeah, as
for
long
when
as you
want
don't
to live
mind
in
half
literal
the-
Sodom and Gomorrah and learn about the homosexual agenda and liberalism. You definitely want to go to California.
Learn about any homosexual.
I mean, everyone should have love. Jesus loved everyone, so why can't we?
Anyway.
I'm just kidding.
Everything is too big. Like, at least, like, New York is big and terrible, but at least they have.
Oh, dude, don't ban New York. I love New York.
But at least New York has historical things.
Don't compare New York to California.
Like, there are
New
actual
York's
reasons to
like-
go to New
like-
York. There's no reason to go to California.
New York is like twice the crime rate for half the events going on. What's going on in New York? Is going on in New York?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of cool things in New York, like the 9/11 Museum. That's great. Statue of Liberty. They have the best pizza I've ever had there. Like seriously,
Yeah,
like
New
the
York
best
used
pizza.
New York used to be the
There's-
capital of the
there's
United
something.
States, so there's a lot of history there, a lot of early
There's
American
The only
stuff to visit.
problem I have with New York is that Cardinal Timothy Dolan is the Archbishop.
Yeah, Dolan. I don't know how he has so much power. Like he's not that orthodox. I don't think personally. Like he's iffy on certain
Where is
things.
Cardinal Burke Archbishop or Bishop or whatever? I don't even know where he is.
Is he the guy who was accused of raping children?
No, you're thinking of McCarrick.
No, yeah. Is he the Australian guy?
No, Cardinal Burke is American.
Burke is a traditionalist.
Okay.
He's a very traditional guy.
Okay.
Burke
Like-
is Archbishop Emeritus, so of St. Louis, but he's
St. Louis,
not there
Missouri?
anymore.
Actually, what do you guys think about that rape case, like of the Australian cardinal or whatever? Or what? Like, what do you guys
He
think
should go
about
to
that?
jail.
I mean, do you think he did it though? Like, some
How are we
people.
supposed to know?
Yeah, I mean, like I've heard like some Catholic apologists say, "Oh, he didn't do it," and other people say, "Yeah, he definitely did because he's been convicted." So, like, it just depends on who you ask, I guess.
Is he a
So-
modernist?
oh, I don't know. I don't know his
This
theology.
is like
I
those
don't-
political quizzes where it's like, what do you think of this very specific diplomatic event of blah blah blah? How am I supposed to know? Do you?
Oh, it's okay, dude. If you guys don't know it, I don't know
Like-
either. I just love opinions. But if you guys don't have opinions, okay, nothing wrong.
I
with
think rapists should go to prison,
it. Me too.
and I think non-rapists should not go to prison.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wow, that was inspiring.
What about murderers
Oh.
who don't
I
rape
mean,
people?
at least they didn't.
The same goes. You know, I have that philosophy for rapists and murderers. Yeah, I'm pretty deep like that.
Yeah, how did you guys think about the catechism change on the death penalty?
I think it's
I have
overblown,
no idea
but
what
also
you're talking
pointless.
I think it's pointless too, personally. It's pretty much the same teaching, except
We're being raided.
yeah, I see
Kill
it.
that
Raid them
guy.
back. Raid them back.
Oh,
Oh
we're
yeah,
not
there
raided.
must
It's
be
just
one
a
of those
troll.
new bad
But
because we keep getting raided by them.
Wait,
it's
wait
not really a
second. Are you
raid. It's just a pillager patrol.
Wait,
Yes,
are
they're
you
Usually
playing?
nearby.
Are you playing Minecraft on a PvP server?
No.
PvP is
I mean,
enabled.
technically it is, but I mean,
No,
it's not
it's
like
the
we're like
pillagers raid us. They're NPCs.
The villagers raid you? Wait,
pillagers.
To answer your
pillagers.
question about the death penalty, see, I've done a lot of looking into it. I'm gonna be honest, because it very much confused me at first.
Mhm.
But you know what? I guess it just kind of makes sense since we have alternatives to the death penalty in the modern world, and it doesn't technically condemn it as intrinsically evil.
Yeah, I
it
know.
actually
I know.
costs more also to put
Oops.
someone on
How
death
do you?
penalty because they get
Ow,
to request
ow.
like any they get to request basically any like lawyer or attorney they need or like say a ballistic expert.
Okay, I'm
Or
going to
stuff like
trim these
that.
bushes
Oh, I
because
know.
this is
I know
The
ridiculous.
that,
government
y'all.
has to pay for it.
I mean, it's not more about that. It's more about like the Catholic Church has like executed people before.
Well, no, the
and,
Catholic Church has turned people over to be executed, but yeah, we've prescribed death before.
Yeah, so like, and like, is this a contradiction of Catholic teaching? But like, I do agree. Like, I don't think it is personally. I think
It's based on, but literally in the catechism, it literally mentions in the modern like world in most
I know.
like
I know. Even
Yeah,
before
it-
the change, before the change, it actually even said something like that too.
Yeah,
Like,
it said,
but the thing is, I just think it should have been like less absolute how it said it.
are you
personally.
telling me that the documents need to be more clear and less of this weird, vague modern? We're not really going to commit to anything.
Yes.
I think the how it was previously made more sense.
Yeah,
Very much.
Documents-
And, yeah,
documents
and
need
it
to
was
be
less
more-
confusing.
Documents need to be straightforward.
like in the two popes, there's a comment. There's a bit of it where they talk about how basically Francis is talking about how he gets taken out of context all the time, and you can tell that whoever wrote the two popes understands church culture.
Really, I've not seen it yet. I've only seen the young pope, and that's literally it. I've not seen anything.
I want to
else.
watch the Young Pope so bad.
Dude, it's good. It's fantastic. And honestly, it's what the church needs right now, but it won't ever have. Honestly, like I wish it was real. Honestly, I honestly wish it was real. Because it's great. It's fantastic. Now I don't know about the new one. There's a new series out, the new Pope, and I have not looked into it yet. I want to watch that one too, but it's like a sequel to the young Pope.
I thought that from what I saw from the trailer, it was kind of degenerate. So I'm kind of scared it'd be more sacrilegious.
Yeah, honestly, like I just hope it doesn't get too wild and too unbelievable. That's the thing. Because like with the other one, the young Pope, I liked it a lot because it felt like it could happen. But like this one, it looks like they turned it up times 10. It feels like with Marilyn Manson there and stuff, and like it's kind of crazy. So I don't know. I have to see it to actually have an opinion on it. I'm just gonna probably pirate it or something.
Dude, I hope Cardinal Sorrel becomes the next Pope.
Is he the African cardinal?
He's the African cardinal.
And that'd be so cool. That'd be really cool.
He's
I'd
a
be
very
down with it.
traditionalist guy
I know.
who's always like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, ever since Pope Benedict resigned, like, I miss him so much, dude. Like we need to go back to that. Like Pope Francis, he's too like lovey-dovey, dude. I swear, like, and he's too forgiving. I feel like, especially with like pedophiles and crap. Like, he forgave two pedophile priests and stuff, and did not defrock them because they wrote him a letter and stuff, and begging for forgiveness and stuff, and he didn't defrock them, which is I think is terrible personally. And with Benedict, he defrocked more priests than any other pope, from what I understand. So that's just my 2 cents. But
I'm
yeah,
not Catholic, so it's not that I don't have an opinion. It's just like
you don't care. Yeah, it's okay, man. It's all good.
Yeah,
You're good, dude. You're good.
Catholics are weird.
I know, dude.
Always talking about how we have to worship a certain way, how we have to
Yeah.
dress a certain way, how do we...
Dude, they
certain
worship
code.
Mary and they bow down to like statues. That's so weird,
Dude,
I swear.
I worship Mary so many times.
I know, dude. I know, it's so good. It feels so bad, but it feels so good at the same time.
I worship
Yo,
all
what's
sorts
up with
of
this guy's
statues.
forehead? Sola?
By the way, this is a joke. We don't actually worship Mary.
I know, I'm just joking.
No. I'm trying to clear up in case Toon,
Yeah, you never know who's listening to you. Some people might actually think that. But yeah, like honestly, like devotion to Mary has been around in Christianity for years. You know, it's crazy. Like for
years.
hundreds,
That's a bit of an
hundreds,
understatement. Yeah,
like
there we go.
thousands, over
Thousands, yeah, the church
thousands of
now a bit more.
years. Like honestly, I just
Probably honestly
even
since Christ.
even Martin Luther, like actually, like had a special devotion to Mary too, from what I understand.
Martin
So,
Luther
like,
was a bit special.
he was a very special man. You know, but even though I don't agree with Martin Luther, like Lutherans, I have to say they have some good arguments. Personally,
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to.
At first, I thought you were talking about like King Jr.
I try.
And I was like, his theology's a bit wonky. That's why I was like,
oh yeah, I know who King Jr. is. I've never met him. I just know this guy. Which one? He's on this Trinity Fellowship group. Let me see. What's his name? Shalupi. That's his name. You guys
My
heard
favorite-
that guy?
No.
Nah, he's a Lutheran, and he's like really good at defending his faith. I feel like he's not for Catholicism or anything, but it's really interesting his perspective. I've never heard of a Lutheran's perspective until I came to him, and he's really good. But keep going. What were you guys were saying? Sorry.
oh. I
Hear me
don't
out.
know.
My favorite priest in the world right now is Father James Martin.
Who is he? I've never heard of him before.
Oh, don't look him up. Don't look him up. You'll be thoroughly disappointed.
I'm gonna look him up. I'm doing it.
You guys are forgetting that Pope Michael is the real Pope.
This. But have you ever heard of Pope Peter III?
How about Pope Joan, the female Pope?
There hasn't
Joanne
been
would
true
be
Pope
cooler.
since Pope Joan.
Yo,
Absolutely.
this skeleton's actually handicapped.
Guys, you guys know that one doctrine? It's like 11. That there hasn't been a pope since 1130.
Someone who believes that?
The remnant of Mary. It's extremely stupid because they believe that since the popes were sinners, basically, or like heretics and stuff, or whatever. Basically, they're Donatists. They're very Donatist. I think I'm saying that word right. I don't know. I read everything, but we should take it further and say that there hasn't been a pope since Saint Peter, since the rest of them have been wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty. So just because of their moral lives and that invalidates them, is that their argument?
That's basically what I've seen. Yes.
That's not good. That's not a good argument.
Councils of Carthage be like, so, do you consider yourself a Donatist?
What the heck is Dynast?
It means that someone who believes that if a priest must be completely perfect in order to have valid sacraments.
Wow. Yeah, that's realistic.
No.
Yeah. Who believes that? Like, there are people that actually believe that? Seriously?
No, it's basically a dead ancient heresy.
That's good because I cannot imagine anyone really. Oh, okay. Okay.
What?
What was I saying?
Oh. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I actually have a book on ancient heresies.
I thought
called,
that's what they did to apostates.
I don't know. I actually don't know much about like how they dealt with heretics and stuff like that back in those days. Personally,
Most would just be like
Burn.
in prison.
burn, baby, burn. Oh yeah, baby. But yeah, I do have a book on ancient heresies and like early church fathers and stuff called Jimmy Akin's "The Fathers Know Best." Have you guys heard about that book?
Heard of it? I have not read it.
Yeah, it's a good resource. It's very good, especially if you're in a debate or if you need to do a speech about religion or something like that. Because I actually was in the world religion class. I used it as a resource. I was actually Saint Nicholas in this religion class and I was debating against Arius and stuff. And like, wait, what? Oh, no, I did him. I not hit him, but yeah, I used that resource and that saved my butt a lot. Like we did not win, but no one won because of me, and well, partly because of me and other people. It was really good, really interesting. But yeah, the Aryans won though, which was crazy. Like, and that council. So we reenacted the Council of Nicaea and stuff, which is really cool.
And then that was how we compromised the faith because Nicaea proclaimed a false doctrine.
Oh, yep, dude. I mean, like, Jesus never was God, ever. Like, absolutely not.
If you had said that in text, I totally would have added it to your list of quotes.
Oh, wait 1 second, man. Ooh, that music's getting loud. There we go.
No, wait. You're Catholic. Doesn't believe.
Why is it blinking rain?
Yes, the Catholics believe that Jesus is God.
Yeah, of course. So I'm just joking. I'm not serious at all. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like,
Catholics confirmed non-Trinitarian.
Yeah.
We invented the Trinity.
Lies.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, do most Protestant churches emphasize Jesus' divinity? Because, like, when I was, like, in a Methodist church, like, I never really heard about that much.
I don't think so. From the Protestant churches I've gone to, they haven't really.
And that's not true. I mean, yeah, they do emphasize the Trinity, but I mean, it depends on the branch of Christianity, and
yeah,
Methodists do have a reputation for being a little lax on more than just a few issues.
Okay.
Compared to Catholics, though, Catholics literally, like, I don't know how you would like do/symbolize the Trinity all the time.
Exactly. It's amazing,
like,
isn't it?
Protestants, I have never really seen it like that in a Protestant church.
Walk right into a Catholic church and you'll see a crucifix.
Yeah, I do have to do some criticism with some Catholic churches, though. Like, they're not as good, there's not as many good. Well, I mean, I am Catholic, but I mean, I can still do valid criticism. Like, there's not as good preaching. You know, the homily.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like, dude, like, seriously, yeah, it is. Like, I mean, like, in a lot of Protestant churches, like, their preaching is top notch. Like, it's crazy how good their preaching is. But like in like these a lot of priests, they just don't know how to preach at all. But that's not the focus of the mass. You know, the focus of it is like the Eucharist. You know, but still, I mean, it would be nice to have some, like, a lot more good people to do homilies. You know, that's what I think, at least.
It's funny because my priest, it depends. My parochial vicar, my assistant pastor, he is amazing. He's basically it's the whole, my parish is a very stereotypical modernist American parish. It's got its modernistic, modern leaning pastor, and it's got its Father Young trad, assistant pastor, and then it's got 2 deacons and all that, the whole bit. Anyway, Father Young Trad, that's the nickname I'm giving him because he basically is extraordinary preacher. Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, it's like hearing him preach. You have to like buckle yourself in because you're about to go on a spiritual roller coaster. It's insane.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I'm happy you guys got good preachers where you're from. Seriously, like it's really nice. Honestly.
If you go to an extraordinary forum, you'll find a good. You'll see a good sermon. Trust me.
I'll do it then, dude. I need to go to one. I'll go do it this weekend. Honestly, dude. Like I could just drive down to Savannah.
My pastor's name was literally Jim.
Father Jim Bob.
Yeah, and it was a Protestant church.
Oh, so Pastor Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually.
So all those jokes, yeah.
Yeah, I know a good pastor online, like Pastor Soto. Like that dude, he can preach, dude. Like you can feel it. Like it's super good. Like he knows he's a great preacher. Fantastic. Really popular too. So
I like the pastor of First Baptist Dallas.
really, what's it? Is he well known? Is he like one of those like
He's
mega
like
preachers?
been on Fox News. He's probably one of the most famous pastors in America right now.
Really? That's crazy. What's his name?
Are we talking like Joel Osteen here?
Dr. Robert Jeffress.
Robert Jeffress.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think we can all agree here that the best preacher that
Pastor
that you
Jim.
can find in the modern world is Venerable Fulton Sheen.
I actually have not watched him a lot, honestly. Like,
You need to, man. Venerable Fulton Sheen's amazing.
yeah, that's why I hear. That is why I hear. I hear a lot of people want him to be a saint. You know that they've been trying to get him to be a saint and stuff. There's been
He's
some
really good.
That's why I hear, dude. That's why I hear a lot. I hope he becomes a saint.
How does
or at least
somebody become a
blessed.
saint?
Oh, it's a long process. It's gotten easier nowadays. It used to be like 3 miracles. Now it's only 2 miracles, typically. But yeah, you gotta get 2 miracles. You gotta be blessed. You have to be recognized, venerable first, blessed, then
Servant of God.
sainthood. So, servant of God. Is that what's servant of God, venerable, and then blessed?
Blessed.
Okay, there you go. And then yeah, it used to be 3 miracles, but now it's 2. So that's all you need.
We just need more miracles from Venerable Fulton Sheen, and then he'll become blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Dude, Venerable Fulton Sheen, his talks are amazing. Like, they've helped me so much theologically.
Really?
Yeah, they're really good at explaining, like, literally everything. Look him up. You'll find literally everything that he talks about.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about, man. Like, I know he is like very revered in the Catholic Church. Like, that's like a somewhat modern day voice. You know that dude and Mother Angelica. You know, have you heard Mother Angelica?
Yeah, I've heard Mother Angelica.
Yeah, I used to. I used to watch her actually, and she's pretty good too. I thought she's solid too, and very traditional, honestly, and very hard hitting.
Like EWTN's masses became more traditional. Mother Angelica was very traditional with teaching and stuff like that. Venerable Fulton Sheen was amazing. His preaching, it's like incomprehensibly good. Like,
yeah, I need to listen to him more, honestly. Usually, like what I usually listen to the most is just Catholic Answers. That's what I do. Like on you've heard of them before?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, oh god, dude, like I've always loved him. like even when I actually stopped believing in it, I used to even listen to them even when I stopped believing in it too.
The
Like,
form?
But yeah, the Catholic Answers like radio station. Yeah, I love.
Yeah.
Like, I love them, dude. Like, they're so good. I love Trent Horn, Jimmy Akin, Tim Staples. That's like the holy trinity right there. I swear. Like, holy trinity of Catholic apologetics. Like, I love them so much. But, I mean, they have had criticism, but I think Trent Horn's a fantastic debater. Like, he's
Trent
so
Horn's
good.
amazing.
Like, he's so good.
You should. I mean, his YouTube channel, Council of Trent, it is a very funny name.
Yeah, I have not. I have heard about that. I have not watched his YouTube channel at all. I need to do that.
It's not spelled like the actual council. It's spelled COUNSEL.
Okay, I'll look it up. But I love Jimmy Akin's Mysterious World. Have you heard that podcast?
No, I have not.
Now that one, it's not strictly religious. He also talks about Star Trek and like conspiracy theories and stuff. And like, it's really good. Like it's really cool. Like he was talking about the prophet John Hendricks of Tennessee. So this guy literally like 100 years ago predicted all this crap, and like all of it came true. Like and you said that God showed him a vision of the future for 40 days and 40 nights when he was sleeping in the forest. And everyone thought he was crazy, but every single prediction he made came true. Like he predicted airplanes would be a thing, it came true. He predicted like certain railways would go through the town they lived in, and it all came true. And then ultimately, like he predicted the town they lived in would become a humongous city that would be instrumental of ending the greatest war the world has ever known. And it did, because actually his city became like the place where they made the atomic bombs. So it was really crazy. So yeah, cool. I know. Like, and he told me about that. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is crazy. And he backed it up with resources and stuff. And like, in the town of Oak Ridge, they still honor that dude. Like, they actually have a trail in this name, like where John Hendricks actually slept in. Like, they actually have like a hiking trail where he lives in and stuff. So
I like
even
Matt
today,
Brad too. Pencil of Aquinas is a good podcast.
yeah, Matt Frad's good too. I know he just interviewed William Lane Craig, right? Is that what he did?
Did he?
I think he did. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, like Craig, like he's like, I respect that dude a lot.
Yeah, I like Craig.
I like Craig a lot. Like
Who
he's
doesn't
really
like
good.
Craig?
I know, dude. He's like one of the most popular like apologists, like Christian apologists, I would say, in the world. Like he's super good.
His interview with Bishop Barron is pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that one. I don't think I have. I need to watch more of that stuff, honestly, and read more about my faith and stuff. Like I left it for like a long time, and now I just got back into it like a few weeks ago. Well, months ago, I would say.
I am a convert.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Yeah, so I'm about to this March 31st. I will be 2 years Catholic.
2 years, wow, dude! Congratulations, seriously, man. Yeah, I've been Catholic since 2011 or 2012. So that's when I was a kid, like a little kid, because my parents got divorced, and then my mom was like, "Let's be Catholic," so she became Catholic.
Genius.
So, yeah, I know, definitely. But yeah, like, but you know what was weird is that I got confirmed twice. Okay.
What?
So yeah, I don't even know how this happened, but like I got confirmed in the 6th grade. Okay. And then in the 8th grade, they made me get confirmed again because I think they changed some stuff, like during that time.
That's not licit.
I know.
Your first confirmation would be valid.
Oh yeah, I think so too. But I don't even know why I did that again personally.
You can't get reconfirmed.
I know. But it was still nice. I still did it, and I was like,
this one guy at my church was confirmed in the Episcopal Church, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't reconfirm him in the Catholic Church. And
why?
I'm actually kind of concerned.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Episcopalians have a fake confirmation.
Really? I know some Anglicans do have valid holy orders, though. But they're Anglicans, they're not Episcopalians. You know, that could be.
Well, Episcopalians are just like American Anglicans.
Yeah, I know they are. But they do have some different beliefs, because did you hear about the Anglican Church? They just came out with like, yeah, we're not going to accept gay marriage and stuff. And most of Episcopalian churches do. You know, did you hear about that? Like, so there is probably some doctrinal differences too.
Episcopalian churches are just ugh.
Yeah, I mean, I do have to say that, like, I did go to Episcopalian school, but they did eventually separate and become part of the Anglican Church. But like, those people, they believed in what they believed in, you know, and they were very nice people and stuff. And there's definitely some nice Anglicans with some nice traditions. But like, yeah, theology wise, dude, like, I don't agree with it. Like,
if you want some solid Anglican tradition, while also having sound doctrine, you definitely want to go the Anglican Ordinariate.
Is that a rite in the Catholic Church, or what is that? Like,
It's a use of the Latin rite. It has Anglican traditions, with the
Okay.
Latin rite, and it's basically former Anglicans who converted to Catholicism.
okay, yeah,
There's even
I hear that
it's-
happens a lot.
it's really awesome. There's even like married ex-Anglican priests who became Catholic priests.
I know, I know that's the thing, and yeah, I mean, like there are a lot of different priests that are married in the Catholic Church, like not just Anglicans, but also Eastern Catholics. You
Yeah.
know, like at the Eastern Rite. Like actually, I know of an Eastern Catholic priest that's actually in my hometown who's married, and some Anglican priests in my hometown that are married too. That became Catholic.
The Anglican ordinariate is it's solid. Like, oh my gosh, you should
Yeah,
listen to one of the best sometime. It's pretty traditional.
Have you been there personally, or have you
No,
just
I've
seen
never been
videos?
to one.
Yeah,
I want to. There's one downtown in my city.
oh, dude, you're so lucky. I feel like I'm in the sticks, dude. Like I have to drive like an hour to get to any good churches. I feel like or anything unique. You know, like
That's exactly how I feel. I live in a retirement community.
oh, that's cool.
It's not cool.
I live in Kansas City, so I live right in the middle of a pretty large city.
That's good, dude. That's good. I live in I live in this place. It's literally a college town. I'm in college and university, so like I live. And like that's literally only for college, and that's it. Nothing else. Like 20,000 people at most, and half those people are the college people. So that's just crazy.
Well, I mean, ASU. What is it? The Tempe, the city of Tempe, is essentially ASU.
Really? How much does ASU have? Like,
It's number one as far as population in the U.S.
oh, then that's pretty. I guess it's pretty huge, then, dude.
Oh yeah, I loved it there. It was there was just like so many student organizations to get involved in. Oh man, It was great.
Oh, that's nice, dude. That's nice. I feel
Met
like
so many people.
I feel like some of the clubs in my university are lacking a little bit.
Catholic club, you should
Oh
be.
yeah, there is. There's a huge Catholic community. The only thing is, I don't feel entirely welcome in there because I know some people from high school and they don't like me that much. Personally, they're involved in that, and it's kind of difficult, trying to get back into your faith and stuff. And there's just people that are kind of hostile to you a little bit, or you make you feel uncomfortable. But mostly, it's been okay. But keep going. What were you saying?
I'm still in high school, so
Okay, I feel that. Man.
I'm homeschooled.
Oh, that's cool, dude. That's cool.
It sucks.
Yeah, that's what I figured that was coming next.
Yeah,
I was homeschooled.
Well, dude, at least you're not in a private Catholic school, dude. Like, if
I
that
wish
made...
I was.
No, you don't. No, you don't, dude, because you will get out of your faith ER because, like, they are probably the worst schools I've ever been in my life. Seriously. And it makes you want to leave your faith. Seriously.
That's not what I'm worried about. If I were to go to a Catholic school, I don't care, because people probably there suck. I'm going to be honest. They probably do suck. You're probably right. The Catholic schools probably suck, because most of them do. But the thing about a Catholic school that would be nice is that I would have more access to the sacraments.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Okay, I do have to give you credit that because I could go confession literally every day there because there's a priest there.
Yeah, that would be nice. I would like to go to confession every day. I can only go once a week.
Yeah, I could only go about once or twice a week too. I mean, not twice a week, but once every week or 2 weeks. So, but yeah, I mean, but you don't need to go confession every day though. I feel like it's okay if you do about once a week, even if you are under moral sin, as long as you do it within the week. I think it's personally okay. Like, or do 2 weeks. What I can't believe is people do it monthly or yearly. Like,
Yeah,
that I cannot believe. I cannot do yearly. Maybe monthly. I could see how people maybe could do monthly, but yearly, I could never do.
Unrealistic.
It's unrealistic. But a ton of people do it yearly, dude. It's like these lukewarm Catholics, dude, that just don't give a crap about their faith. They just like, oh yeah, that's what the church requires. Let's just do it yearly.
And then they go up and receive the Eucharist in the state of mortal sin.
Wait, so like, what if you die within like that year? Like, if you only go yearly, like, are you just like assuming you don't die?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a possibility you could go hell. Now, it's not necessarily absolute because, some people can, if they're very devout, can ask God for forgiveness and be forgiven. But it's but you don't know.
Would they have to go through purgatory?
maybe I'm not sure exactly because
So,
it depends. It really depends.
Like, as a Christian, I've been so interested in like purgatory, and like I know nothing about it, and I don't find any like many of the Catholics I've asked about it don't know anything about it.
Seriously, that's crazy,
really?
dude. That
Purgatory
well,
is very simple.
yeah,
very
and
connected.
it's in the Bible. It's actually in the Apocrypha as well, but also in the New Testament.
Apocrypha?
The Deuterocanonical books. That's what I mean to
There
say.
you go. Deuterocanonical books. Boom.
I just like saying Apocrypha because most Protestants understand what I mean when I say that. Most Protestants don't know what Deuterocanonical means.
Apocrypha means like not scripture.
Yeah, but let me actually look up that Paul verse for you. Let me look at the
I think it's in Corinthians.
It's no, but it's by Saint Paul who wrote it.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm pretty sure it's maybe in Galatians. I don't know.
I can't remember on the top of my head. I'm still learning about. I am no expert on Catholicism because I just came back. So don't quote me on this crap, please. Let me look this up. But usually it's like a purging of the after effects of sin. You know how like it could corrupt your heart and stuff, and some people have like habits and stuff. It doesn't. You can't buy your way into heaven by doing indulgences. Indulgences will not get you into heaven at all. Okay, it's literally the purging of the after effect of sin, pretty much. And you don't. And not all people need to go purgatory. If you live a good Christian life, okay, and you try your best to live a great Christian life, you could go straight to heaven. Okay, but for most people, they don't do that. Most people, some people just skim by. Some people just barely do the necessary stuff, and so they probably would need to go purgatory to actually go through heaven. But everyone who goes to purgatory will go to heaven, and it's just pretty much you can't buy your way into it. Even back in the day when indulgences were a thing, like where you could buy indulgences
are still a thing.
Sorry, wait, you could buy indulgences. That's what I meant to say. Like you still could buy your way into heaven because they will not get you into heaven at all. I mean, if you're under mortal sin, okay. If mortal sin's on your heart, that's fine.
Okay, so purgatory is very closely connected to the doctrine of sanctification, or the process of which one becomes more righteous, and also connected. No, actually, Sola, please clarify for me again. With the doctrine of justification, is purgatory connected to justification, or is it only a part of sanctification?
I like how you both are still like kids. Actually, Sola I think is 18.
Yeah, could you close the door too? I'm sorry.
Rip.
Okay, so I just had to kick some people out of my room because
I
Jesus.
I'm sure they understand. You're playing Minecraft.
And so
Get out of my room,
the question I have, like, I have a non-Christian dad, and that's why I've always been curious about purgatory. Is he repented, but he never accepted Christ?
Explain, because if you repent,
Or
wouldn't
not
that mean you
repent,
accepted
I'm sorry,
Christ?
not repent. He confessed his sins, and he does his best to live like a Christian life, but he never accepted Christ.
Like, what do you mean by never accepted Christ? Like
he never accepted Christ as his savior.
Okay, well, it really depends on the situation, I would say. I mean, I'm not your dad, so like it depends. No matter what, it would have to be God that would actually save you, because only God can save a person. But yes, and that's true. But I mean, it really just depends on the situation. Like people. Like, there is a possibility to have salvation outside the Catholic Church. That's absolutely possible.
Yeah.
But it's very rare, But I don't know if I can effectively give you a good answer to that, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Aren't the truths self-evident?
What do you mean? By that?
As in, denying like Christ is a pretty big no-no, and that
I know.
Christ himself is self-evident.
I mean,
Well,
it is a big no-no, but it does kind
What
of
it depends on what you mean by
depend.
self-evident. The gospel isn't self-evident from nature. But there are certain facts that are self-evident from nature, and those are the things that everyone who doesn't have some kind of mental impairment is. How do I get out of this building? Okay. Anyway,
Serious conversation.
so things like
Okay,
God
so-
exists, or killing people is bad, or the big gay is bad. Things like that are considered self-evident from the law of nature. Things like Christ died on the cross and is God incarnate and has two natures and his mother never sinned, etc. That isn't self-evident. That has to be taught. You have to hear the gospel to know those things. That's faith that is above human reason.
But
That's a great answer.
if he has heard of Christ and he knows of
If he's heard of-
like that murder is bad and all that.
All right. Okay. If
Alright.
obviously, like
Yeah, I mean,
we can't judge individual cases, but the general rule is if you have been presented with the gospel and not just a straw man of it, and you know the stuff, then yes, you are held accountable
Correct.
for
I believe
whether
in
or
the
not you accept
catechism
it.
there
But
is a
again,
part that mentions like if like say like somebody taught somebody about Catholicism but like basically butchered it and that led to somebody not believing, they themselves would also be like have some culpability.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the situation. Like, I really don't know what went through your father's head, right?
Yeah, so
Personally,
he's
but-
he's not dead, but like
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
yeah.
Okay, then that's good.
Well,
I
so
mean,
the thing is, he like okay, so he's not like actively saying no, the gospel isn't true. He's just he just has is the savior.
okay.
It's more like a skepticism than a like a denial.
Okay, then
Definitely.
as long as I think he should just be open-minded and maybe do some research on it if he
Well,
really needs to. That's what I would do personally.
yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, he like as much as we try to give him resources, as much as there's an effort to get him to accept. I don't know. He just still struggles with it.
Well,
So,
while using reason and logic can be beneficial to conversion of somebody, the conversion of a soul is as much as a big deal with the will as well as the reason. So if the reason is in conformity with the Christianity, but not the will, then you haven't had a really true conversion. So doubting is still there. My recommendation, the best thing you could do in this situation would just be to pray for your father, because there's not much else you can do if you believe that you presented with the best possible ways a defense of the faith.
Yeah, honestly, I would agree with him, and like, you just can't push your religion on your dad. Like, I mean, it won't work. I've done that.
As if you dust off your feet and go on to the next time. I mean, really.
Wouldn't there be less culpability for someone who say is skeptical rather than outright denies?
I don't know. I don't know about that for me. Anyone else want?
Well,
It depends. Like if someone identifies as a believer, then anything they do, any sin they do, is automatically worse than if they didn't identify as that. As far as doubt versus outright unbelief, I think doubt would probably be a lesser sin than unbelief, but I haven't really looked into that.
it depends.
That makes sense.
I mean, I would think, but like, yeah.
How does the Senate?
Now, how about purgatory? Is there any chance he would go to?
You only go to
I
purgatory.
don't.
You only go to purgatory if you are in a state of grace when you die. If you are not in a state of grace, you cannot go to purgatory. You go to hell.
Only
Yes.
Christians can go to purgatory, basically.
Well, anyone.
That depends because like what about
No.
wait, what about Native Americans? Who never heard the gospel at
anyone
all?
who
They weren't. Or like what about Aristotle or like Socrates who became
Aristotle's wrong. It's okay.
Well,
But I'm saying-
Socrates and
Not-
Plato and
sorry,
them were probably gay, but
not-
that's beside the point.
But I'm just saying to you that heck they could even be in heaven right now too, even if they were gay, because if they were not seen if they did not actually. If God did not give them the knowledge that those acts were wrong, that they could still possibly go to heaven.
Now,
But
see,
I'm just,
Could those acts be self-evident?
well, it is
I mean,
self-evident from
I mean-
natural law that homosexuality is wrong, but that's not the point.
But in some cultures it was common, and some societies they might not know better.
Well,
Because maybe it was.
Abortion's common, so I mean.
Yeah, that too. I guess it's not self-evident for a lot of people in our society. But
Okay, yes.
that's true, though.
The point is anyone who is elect will die in a state of grace, whether it's invincible ignorance or actually accepting the gospel, or however it is in the individual's case. A person cannot go to purgatory unless he dies in a state of grace, and if he dies in a state of mortal sin, he will go to hell. And
Now,
Thomas
That's
Aquinas
true.
says that anyone who dies without receiving the sacrament, but still is in a state of grace because of a desire for the sacraments or ignorance, will have to go through purgatory because he didn't have the temporal punishment removed by baptism.
So now we should argue some semantics here, because I don't think that it is possible that a non-Christian can go to heaven. Let me explain.
That's semantics.
I don't agree with that. I think non-Christians could go to heaven if they had no knowledge of Christ at all.
I would think that.
Well, Joey,
Why would a just and loving God damn someone from never even hearing the gospel?
No,
Like that
Okay,
makes
Joey, by
no
that
sense.
logic, are you counting the patriarchs like Abraham as Christian under that definition?
Well, even people during the time of like during the time of Christianity that never even heard of God. Let's just say the people of the New World. For 1,500 years, we didn't even actually go to the New World and actually proselytize with those people.
There's
I
actually
mean-
still an island that hasn't been contacted by outsiders. It's kind of crazy.
So let me explain here. When someone is united to the church through ignorance or desire, they are united to the Catholic Church and are effectively Christians. They are Catholics, whether or not they've received the sacraments. So no, I do not believe that it is possible a non-Christian can go to heaven.
Yeah, but that's
But I believe that a
semantics.
non-Christian can
Okay. Then that is semantics.
Yeah, that's called
so
an
we-
anonymous Christian.
Okay. So we would kind of agree then, but you just would say that they're Christians, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I agree with you then.
But the thing is that
I don't know if they would be
these
Christians.
exceptions-
I don't know. Keep going.
These exceptions, well, God is not bound to the sacraments. These exceptions, we don't know if they actually even occur. I mean, really.
Yeah, that's true.
We should be more strict in proselytization because we should be focusing on the fact that the sacraments do give efficacious grace to people, and that is the normative way to be able to receive grace from God. So we should be giving the sacraments more often and not be focusing on ignorance or desire, because it is possible that these exceptions might not even exist.
You know what? I think that's a valid point, personally. I do think the Catholic Church should focus on that more. Absolutely. I do think the Catholic Church
But
is a little
global warming, though.
yeah, that's important. That's very important. But salvation's more important than that.
But what about the politicians who talk about building walls? Are you saying that we shouldn't just be focusing on politics and stuff instead of actually,
Dude,
I think it's
doctrine.
time Mexico paid
Oh.
for the wall.
Dude, I think it's time that we just excommunicate Pope Francis for I'm just kidding.
Off with his head.
I just
We need to start talking more about mindfulness. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely,
We need to
man.
focus on mindfulness and not self.
Yeah, I got publicized by one of the nice Seventh-day minister. What is it?
There were
One of
zombies
the-
on the farm, so we still have defense work to do.
The Jehovah's Witnesses or
No, Seventh-day Adventist.
Seventh-day Adventists.
Yeah, Seventh-day Adventists are Christians, but Jehovah's Witnesses aren't.
Yeah, the Seventh-day Adventist branch is basically Christianity with a observance of
On Saturday.
It's more complicated
yeah.
than that. They have all sorts of weird beliefs, like they believe that Ellen White was a prophet. They
Yes, and they have some like false prophecies that never came true. On top of that too.
they believe they believe that not only should we keep the Jewish dietary laws, but that it's better to be vegetarian. Like they think that Christians should be vegetarian.
Yeah,
But how is that sustainable?
I mean,
It's not.
but I do have a question. Like, well, actually, wait, crap, I forgot my question. I forgot my question. All right, I cannot remember what I was about to say.
Seventh-day Adventists are also extremely anti-Catholic.
Well,
They have
yeah,
an entire Papist anti-Catholic.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, they believe Sunday worship is the mark of the beast.
No, well, and like, I mean,
I was thinking about
that's good, dude. That's good, but I mean, well, maybe like we should say historically speaking. Maybe not nowadays. I don't know about nowadays, but I know historically speaking, it has been rooted in that.
What church?
The Seventh-day Adventists, but the Seventh-day Adventists, like Jehovah's Witnesses, are like a spring off the Seventh-day Adventism.
There was this weird movement back in the 1800s that sparked a whole bunch of weird cult groups like the Adventists and the Jehovah's Witnesses.
But, I have to say though, like even though I might not agree with a lot of different religions, I do think we can learn from some of them, like God. I'm serious, dude. Like seriously, a lot of these Protestant churches, they have like we gotta learn from these people. Like they put their message out way better than Catholics do sometimes.
They also aren't like completely. No.
Dude, honestly, dude, I don't think it's that terrible. Personally, I think it's very.
You know how many people are just gonna take it out of pity?
Imagine somebody who knocks on your door and you open it like, have you ever heard of the True Church of Christ?
You gotta get little kids too, so people just take it out of pity.
Please join the day and you get 50% off your first indulgence.
Hello, are you Hello, we are Catholic missionaries. Would you like to actually be saved and not die for schism? Would you like to join the one true church outside of which there's no salvation, you silly heretic that we would have burned a few hundred years ago?
Oh, yes, definitely. But honestly, dude, like, I think out of all the forms of proselytizing people and, like, trying to convert them, I feel like that one's the least intrusive. You just knock on their door. If they open it, then they open it. If they don't open it, then they don't open it. They just walk away.
What if a little kid opens it? What do you do?
I just heard
you abduct him and you baptize him.
Jehovah's Witness and
non-intrusive
in the same sentence.
I mean, dude, it's not that bad, dude. I mean, I've got knocked on my door. I'm like, I just ignore them. Like, that's what I do. Seriously, I just like. I
wish they would knock on my door just so I could debate Arianism.
Honestly, I want to do that one day. I've always wanted to. Honestly,
I wouldn't though, because they're not gonna change, and chances of them being eligible isn't very good.
I mean,
so it probably won't go well.
I mean, as long as you have a conversation with people, I feel like that's what you should focus on. Not like trying to convert them, but more like conversation first, and then maybe conversion second. Like just don't make it a debate. Make it a conversation. That's why.
Okay, because most of them will not be able to debate.
Because
Actually,
they're
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Because they're dumb.
Jehovah's
Okay,
Witnesses are
Jehovah's
trained
Witnesses
in.
are really devout.
They're very devout.
Jehovah's Witnesses
Devout.
are trained in apologetics and will be way better at apologetics than the average person they meet.
That's probably true. I mean, like, I would love to listen to them. Honestly, I've never met a Jehovah's Witness in person. They're always in my campus.
But they give
Like,
terrible
honestly,
arguments.
I mean,
Yeah, but
still,
they're
it'd be
not.
interesting.
They give arguments that are not. Uh-oh. Oh dear.
But you know, like,
Okay,
it's,
but there's also a
like,
difference between being able to regurgitate someone else's arguments and being able to formulate your own.
Well, yeah, obviously,
Because if that argument is like someone else like has a point against it, you can't counter it.
yeah, obviously, someone like me would know the response to the arguments and would be able to stand up to them. But like compared to the average person, Jehovah's Witnesses are very well prepared and
Of course.
yeah, I think that's true. That's 100%.
and the argument, like see as to whether I thought about whether I would rather debate a Mormon or a Jehovah's Witness, and I think both are terrible because a Jehovah's Witness has better arguments there, and the way that they argue will be more tolerable, and that it's actually based on here's some evidence rather than would you like to hear about this feeling that I have in my bosom.
Well, Mormons think that too. Like, seriously, they say pray to the Book of Mormon, and then they're like feel the burning of the bosom, and that's what they think.
Right, so the Mormons are more about the feeling,
That's
and Jehovah's Witnesses are more about here's the argument for why we're right.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude.
However,
yeah.
so in that sense, Mormons would be less tolerable because I can't relate to the feely stuff.
I mean,
but on the other hand, it would be way easier to
there,
demolish Mormonism with reason and actually say, okay, but where's your evidence, as opposed to Jehovah's Witnesses, who I know from experience are a pain to debate.
Yeah, I think that.
So just watch a Mormon pull the golden plates out, like straight up.
Dude, that would be so cool, dude. I imagine
they
if they
did
actually
that,
had the golden plates.
If they could,
that
if
would
they,
validate their claims a lot more.
If they actually had the golden plates, they would have a case.
Dude, what if they used the rock to interpret the golden plates again? Like, should have put a rock in a hat to interpret it.
Yeah, dude.
Because, like, you can't read when, there's... Actually, I don't know why it had to be in a dark space to be able to interpret with a rock.
Yeah, that was such a... it's a weird belief that they have. But, most Mormon artwork, like, they don't even show the rock. From what I understand, like when he's interpreting the plates and stuff.
Yeah, and in fact, there's a Mormon theologian or apologist who mentioned that it's actually harmful that the Mormon art shows Joseph Smith translating it normally, because then Mormons don't realize that he used rocks, and so when they're confronted with the reality of how it worked, they are more likely to leave the faith.
Really? Really, I did not know that.
Yeah, basically he was saying Mormons shouldn't try to cover up all the weird stuff that happened because they need to be prepared.
I mean, that's true.
That's basically being dishonest. If
Honestly,
that might deconvert people, and you're not wanting to say the truth, that's kind of...
Well, dude, I would not say that's dishonest, though, because, in Catholicism, there's a lot of, artistic liberty, too. So, the three wise men and stuff, well, in the Bible, there's no mention of three wise men. There's only mention of wise men.
Yeah, but that's rather different since, that has... If it turns out that there weren't three wise men, that has nothing to do with... no one uses an argument, no one says, well, the Bible doesn't say that there were three, therefore your religion is fake.
I mean, but does
But
really...
if your religion is based on rocks interpreting golden plates that apparently exist...
I mean, that doesn't invalidate their religion, though, because he interpreted it using a rock.
Well, yeah, no, it doesn't. But the point is that his point was more that because of the popular image of Smith just interpreting it normally, Mormons may not be aware that he used the seer stones or the Urim and Thummim.
Yeah, I still think though that like artistic interpretations are artistic interpretations.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
It's
it
not
doesn't
that
matter.
big a deal.
I
It's
mean,
just
it's not because like and even dude, like in so much Christian artwork, they depict like Jesus as a white man, and he probably wasn't white. He's probably more like darker skin. Even the Black Madonna, that's like one famous picture of Jesus is like a black child, pretty much.
If someone says Jesus didn't have long hair and or a beard, I'm gonna flip out.
Dude, early.
Okay, why was he
actually,
depicted with long hair?
Actually, I have no clue. But in early Christian,
Wasn't it?
I don't know. But like in early like Christian artwork, like after Christianity became legalized, like they depicted him as like a wise philosopher looking dude, like in like a toga and stuff. Like almost like
another
a Roman.
popular thing was to portray him the same way that they had portrayed Apollo or Zeus.
Really?
Yeah, they used like the portrayals of Jupiter and Apollo and to influence how they depicted Christ.
Oh. That's cool. I did not know that.
What is it? The Nazarene and then the
Nazarite?
There's two that are confused.
The Nazarite vow is like what John the Baptist did, where they couldn't cut their hair. That was like Samson and Samuel and John the Baptist.
Is that maybe why Jesus is depicted with long hair? Because it's so similar?
Because he was the Nazarene?
No, there was I've read how where the long hair thing comes from, and I don't remember now.
He was a Nazarite.
No, he wasn't, because he drank wine.
No, that doesn't invalidate the idea that he was a Nazarene.
It does, though, because the Nazarites were forbidden to drink wine. That was the big thing about being a Nazarite.
Jesus
You couldn't drink wine.
traveled everywhere.
And wait a second, if the wine was not fermented,
No, they
Does
couldn't.
it?
They couldn't drink any grape product at all. They also couldn't touch dead bodies, and Jesus touched multiple dead bodies.
Okay. I mean, but Jesus was known for actually bending the rules a little bit.
Yeah, but no, he didn't actually break the law. He just took a looser interpretation than some of the Pharisees.
Okay, that makes sense.
And he may have taken a Nazarite vow at some point in his life, but during his ministry, he was not a Nazarite. He may have lived a bit like an Essene, but he wasn't under a Nazarite vow.
Okay.
But Jesus still had long hair.
Yeah, I side with him having long hair because he seems to have resembled the Essenes somewhat, and John the Baptist especially resembled the Essenes who had longer hair. But we cannot say one way or the other whether he had long hair. He probably.
Okay, but like since Jesus was a Nazarene, wouldn't it? I could see like Nazarite being confused with
Yeah,
it.
it is.
And
some people that confusion has occurred. Yes.
I thought that was why he was depicted with long hair.
No, it had more to do with the style of artwork and how he was depicted in later periods.
There's no book in the New Testament that says he's a Nazarene.
No, it says he's a Nazarene. It does not say he is a Nazarite, and they're two different words.
Oh.
A Nazarite is a holy. It means something like holy one or prince or set apart one.
Well, there's probably the confusion. So.
And
isn't Nazarene both a title and a town?
Nazarene means someone from Nazareth, and that's why he's called the Nazarene, because he's Jesus of Nazareth. And it is also connected with the branch of the Old Testament, because it says that the prophets foretold that he would be called a Nazarene, and the fathers say that is a reference to the Old Testament prophecies of the branch or the root of Jesse, who is called a branch, which in Hebrew sounds a little bit like Nazareth, like it's like Nezer or Nazar or something. And we don't know that it is etymologically related, but that's not really the point. It sounds similar, but we don't know where the word Nazareth comes from.
Dude, what? This giant cobble building just popped out of nowhere.
Oh, which one?
What is that? Who built that?
Which one are you talking about? You mean this one?
It sounds pagan. You should burn it.
It's made of cobblestone.
Yeah, I mean, it is huge. Like, who did make this one? I remember seeing a guy made it. Wow, yeah. Snake.
Snake's still
online. Snake.
I remember seeing him build the bottom of it. I hadn't checked over here. This is...
Yeah, I think it looks good, Snake, honestly. I can't believe you did it so high.
Just keep going. Don't even stop. Just keep going to the sky.
You gotta make the tower
no.
babble, y'all.
We need to build an Alabastian temple.
So we can burn it?
No.
No, we gotta worship in our sameness temple, y'all.
No!
We gotta be like,
Should I knock him off?
Okay.
I'm gonna knock him off.
Alabast is lame.
No you. Hey! He knocked me off first!
Okay, so I'm gonna get off you guys, but it's been nice talking to you.
it was nice talking to you too. I hope you have a good night. Seriously.
Question: Who was the one that first was open to telling me about purgatory?
Maybe it was it me or was it who else was it?
Yeah, I think it was you.
It was me. Okay. If you need, here I can send you some information about it if you want to, like maybe later.
Yeah, like any of the books I could read on purgatory.
I could
Catechism.
just
Whoa!
send you. Wait, you could do the catechism.
Oh,
I
this is just
could
the
send you
mindset.
like a Catholic answer. It's just like a little red bar.
How do you say?
Well,
whatever, Thomas.
I'm especially interested in purgatory, and I don't know if
You
that
know,
would
like-
answer all my questions on purgatory.
Okay. I can look for it, but I don't know. We're just
Okay, well, any of the religious purgatory,
Okay.
that who are the ones playing Minecraft?
Well, I'm playing Minecraft too, but it's Caffeine, Snake, Hunter, HDF.
Super Dark,
Alright.
Super Dark
Everyone but
Man,
me.
and then me.
Wait, okay, so gravity. I don't see a caffeine snake. Oh, caffeine snake. Oh,
It's everyone playing but me.
well, wait. Oh, wow. Everyone's playing except currently streaming. Who's not currently streaming?
Wait, no. No, that's Sola.
He's deployable. And then
I'm
I
Joey.
am Hunter HDF.
Wait, okay.
Crafty.
My user is Catholic Joe, and I'm obviously not there.
Okay, so proud piece of tissue is the one that's not.
Right.
Also, like once do you want something like an easy read, or you want something super duper in depth?
The more in depth, the better.
Okay. Alright.
Just send the Father Mike Schmitz video.
I'll send you a lot of resources if I can.
I like reading.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll give it to you by the end of the night. Okay. So,
Okay.
just so I can do some research on it and just find some good stuff for you.
And if you find more, I don't mind sending me videos, like all the information you can give me. And it doesn't have to all be in one night. If I don't want to wear you out.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, that's fine, man. I mean, any questions you have, I'll do my best to answer because I'm still learning about this stuff too. So, I'll just, if you need any help, just let me know. If you have any questions about my faith, or if I have questions about your faith too, or I'd love to answer them. So,
Likewise.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Okay.
All right. Hope you have a good night, dude. Seriously.
Oh yeah, you too.
How do you say Thomas Aquinas?
I say it Thomas Aquinas. That's
Aquinas?
probably not
Aquinas.
how you pronounce it.
That's actually what my high school was called back in the day.
Let's see. In Latin, I think it would be Thomas Aquinas. 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 Thomas Aquinas. Maybe Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, dang lag, I swear.
Dude, I love Aquinas. Aquinas is amazing. What a beast.
I bet he'd have something on purgatory.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet he
He
does.
has something on
Absolutely.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, not.
That
some of the
being,
more
that being
interesting
said, some of
questions.
his opinions are not church doctrine, though. Like his opinion, did he believe in limbo? Right?
Wait, his angels thing too, isn't that not official?
Dude,
What
Limbo
was
is
his-
based.
Limbo is. I don't know Limbo. It's not.
Limbo is
That's because
awesome.
your mom gay.
Dude, you can't even believe in Limbo anymore. I don't think, right?
Yeah, you
No,
can.
I
The church
can.
explicitly said that there's she does not take a position on limbo, on whether
Oh,
it's
okay.
true or false.
Limbo is
Oh, okay.
awesome.
Okay, well, I think it's fake. I don't like it. I mean, like, babies are going to hell. Seriously, like that's kind of.
Yeah, because Augustine said that
So
they
actually,
do,
guys,
and actually
I
the
might
Council
be
of
right
Trent
back.
said that
Just
the Council of Trent said that those who die in original sin
Peace and
alone
blessings.
go down to hell
Okay.
with unequal
Alright.
punishments.
Good night, man.
Look, so Limbo's cool.
Limbo's not good, dude.
Limbo the Infants is perfectly justifiable.
Alright. Well, I mean, you guys, I have to look into it then. I thought it was completely barred, but
No. Limbo is perfectly fine. Church
Are you
document.
Superman?
So, take
yeah, I am
everyone,
Superman. I am Superman.
Limbo of the Infants to me makes the most sense because original sin makes a child not able to achieve heaven, but it makes no sense because they have no personal sin that they should be sent to Gehenna. So therefore, Limbo is the best conclusion.
But what about all those babies that'll be away from their mommies?
Honestly, they're just
They won't care
accomplice
because they'll know it's not their fault.
What if people just baptize their children more?
Yeah,
Problem
exactly.
solved.
But what if you have a miscarriage? You know,
Uh,
and the person's like the baby's 6 weeks old or something like that.
What if you
I
like
think there's
just
this
delete
theory-
it? You
I
know?
think there's this theory that the Virgin Mary will like take babies out of limbo somehow.
what?
What?
That's interesting. I mean, you guys
How do
believe what you
even
want. Seriously.
like,
Also,
how would you
the
even,
the
like,
punishment
support
isn't.
that?
I think it
With
should also be
evidence.
noted that the punishment may not be so much of where they live, like like we say that they're in limbo, but they might have free reign to go wherever they want. What it means is that they don't see God. It's not like the punishments and rewards aren't really about location as they are about state of mind.
But what if they want to see God? What if they want to be with God?
They can't.
That's why not? I mean,
Because
isn't God
no
all
one deserves-
powerful and loving? And why can't He give His grace to dead children?
Why can't he save everyone? He can. He just chooses not to.
But I'm saying that why like let's just say if God gives a person who who didn't have a chance to actually even choose in their life to actually choose at the moment of death if they want to be with Him or not, kind of like how He did the angels,
Well, yes,
He
he
gave
could,
that
of
choice.
course, and we don't
I mean,
know
he could.
everything he does. The thing
But I'm
is,
just saying, but is it possible?
yes,
Could it
of
be
course it's
possible he
possible.
does
And the church even says we have to believe it's possible that children can be saved. Limbo is simply a theory about the default state, not what definitely happens.
Okay.
And
I mean, you guys believe in whatever you want. I just personally, I don't like it personally. But if you guys want to believe it, then go for it. If it's listed and stuff, like I just thought it was completely off balance. Like you couldn't even do it all anymore. But I guess not.
all right,
So.
I'm instituting communism on this server.
Wait, what?
This server is now
That
communist.
means I get
That's with Catholic Court. I ban communism.
I get 50% of all your guys' stuff, and you get like 25% of mine.
No, there's no property anymore. It's just
You guys need to institute distributism.
how do we do that
property?
in Minecraft exactly? Minecraft is either a narco-capitalist or a narco-communist. There is no other option.
Alright, guys, I'm going to institute constitutional monarchy.
And usually it's a narco-communist.
Or we could have distributism.
Dude, let's just have a king. Let's just elect a king.
A narco-distributism.
You know what?
King and then distributism of both.
Okay, I nominate caffeine as the king.
I mean, he does have a big
You want the
building.
anarcho-totalitarian to be your king.
I'm pretty sure size matters when it
I
comes
mean,
to
what
being
if
king.
I-
dude, there's a bridge. A lot of people who believe in Catholicism believe that monarchy is the best form of government. So you know what? We should, since this is a Catholic Minecraft server, we should have a monarchy.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure Sola and me are both monarchists.
okay,
Yeah,
well in that
I
case...
am not. I'm not. I like my democracy.
That's lame.
I'm sorry, dude. I like it, dude.
Okay, then I cast
like my Netflix, and I don't want to be a serf and like
Dude,
medieval
Netflix
Europe.
is part of monarchism.
In that case, I support Joey or Bagels for king.
Exactly. Somebody should make me king.
Dude, I think caffeine, like, like
He's an anarchist,
quiet,
though.
but he's quiet. You know, he has a big house. You know, he's a very nice gentleman.
But
I
like,
guess.
if I was king, since I'm manager of Catholic Court, it makes sense.
But I mean, okay, here, let's do a vote. Who votes for caffeine?
That's democracy. That doesn't work.
But no,
No,
it's
no,
a
elective
constitutional
monarchy, though. See, Joey, the Byzantine Empire was a Christian empire, and they were an elective monarchy.
Okay, I vote for caffeine. I vote for caffeine.
I mean, technically, if Caffeine's a king and he votes for himself, his vote is like all powerful, so he is king.
Okay, so
no, wait, no, this is
caffeine
okay. If you elect Caffeine the king, I'm revolting.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it fairly.
Guy Fawkes.
Each
Gunpowder,
vote costs for
gunpowder.
one vote.
If we just put gunpowder in the basement, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Instead of on like
You're doing that.
vendetta,
We're doing like a yeah. You're doing
just
like
like explode it.
That's hilarious, yeah. But okay, I'll vote for caffeine, and caffeine votes for himself. So who else who votes for everyone else?
I vote for Bagels
I'm
or
gonna
Joey.
be a centrist in this, and I vote for everybody.
Okay, so I guess caffeine wins
So
because
caffeine
it
wins.
is 3 out
Good
of.
work, Gravity.
Joey, who do you vote for?
Me.
Okay, so caffeine wins, y'all. Caffeine wins.
Yep,
It's
he has
official.
3 votes, so he wins.
Caffeine's gonna be our good Christian monarch.
You know he's an anarcho-totalitarian.
I mean, you can still be Christian, be a narco-totalitarian.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't even know what that is, but yeah.
I feel like I should be afraid.
You know,
Honestly, I'm putting up a statue
there's something
soon.
called Christian socialism.
Yeah,
So you
but
know
that's
it.
called heresy.
There actually is a Christian communism movement.
I know there is. You ever play Hearts of Iron 4? Kaiserreich? That Kaiserreich mod, there's like a Christian. You can be a Christian. Okay.
Sounds
That's
like
good.
heresy.
Communism is condemned as an apostasy from the faith.
Well, I mean, well, I know. I'm not a fan of communism. I don't think it's doable. Or, I mean, everyone, like, you know, the Catholic Church has already said, you know, everyone has a right to private property. So that is impossible in communism. So,
Literally
You
just
also have
the
to
decree
slaughter everybody who isn't a communist.
Yeah, the
Just
church
stop
the
it.
church condemns the abolition of private property, and the church condemns command economies. So socialism and communism are both dumb.
You see,
what?
everybody
Even
has
socialism. Like, socialism is completely incompatible with Christianity.
Well,
Okay.
a command economy is incompatible with Catholic social doctrine, and the abolition of
That
private
doesn't-
property is incompatible with the abolition of
Well,
Christian
what if it's
social doctrine.
mixed? What if it's like a capitalist and the government seizes control
Well,
of
the
certain-
U.S. literally has socialism in it, though.
Yeah, it does, like with education and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
so,
but that's
Social Security.
yes. So it's the government owning some things is obviously allowed because we're
Okay,
not
that's good.
anarcho-capitalists.
okay, that's good then. That's good. Okay,
But
that
a command
makes sense.
in general, a command economy is not allowed.
okay, if it's complete.
Distributism.
Okay, here I'm gonna get some chips and some dip. So I'll be right back.
If you're a distributist and you know it, clap your hands. Nice.
Although I don't like using the word distributist because it can mean basically anything depending on who says it. It's a bit like communism and socialism in that way. It's just a way to be edgy.
But capitalism and communism and
Really is
socialism.
that age, you know, where they start getting edgy.
I'm a theocratic Catholic monarchist distributist.
Yeah, that's
See,
also
sounds
known
edgy.
as dumb. Even though I'm also one, just not as extreme as you.
Bad fornication.
Because I believe in mild theocracy, not actual theocracy, and I believe in constitutional monarchy, not.
The only constitutional monarchy
Dude.
we have is the canons of the Catholic Church.
Those foxes just had a bongo line, like no joke. That was crazy.
Stupid bushes, stop it!
If your constitution isn't the church, I ain't buying it.
I am now out of bread because I've been wasting time and not doing anything. See, I started streaming almost 3 hours ago.
Dude, what chips are you eating?
What?
It better be Pringles. He's singing. I don't think he can hear us.
Okay, Mr. Snake, Your Majesty, what is your first decree?
Where's second? I'm on back on.
Are you
Okay.
Can you
Okay,
hear
I'm
us?
back. Yeah, okay, I'm back now. I'm back.
Okay, but
Sorry.
which chips are you eating?
Oh, these organic chips that I got from Aldi.
Blasphemy.
So,
Yeah, I mean, and they're good. They're really good. They're like ordinary tortillas. Tortillas.
you couldn't just get like some Lay's?
God no, dude. With this dip, absolutely, it would taste terrible.
Wait, what dip? What dip is it?
See,
It's,
caffeine is
hummus.
already going full Saul.
Take for the case bar. That's fine.
I expected you to say like hummus or something.
Yeah, hummus. Hummus, just hummus.
No, not hummus. I mean salsa.
That's not salsa. And tortillas.
Alright, guys, quickly, we need to make signs.
I mean,
What should these laws be?
Number 1, burn all the heretics. Number 2, burn all the heretics. Number 3.
Oh, gosh, he's tyrannical.
I told you, he's an anarcho-totalitarian. He believes that the state is inherently evil, and as such, he needs to go to any lengths possible to make sure he has all political power, so that no one else can have political power. He's using
A good Christian monarch is better than a good Christian president.
Presidents don't exist.
Shut up, Joey.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Do you really think that?
Also, almost all of the good Roman emperors were elected and did not inherit because of blood. They were either
No one cares, Sola. No one cares.
Machiavelli cares.
What about Caligula? Wasn't he really good?
Wasn't Caligula the one that appointed his horse as a governor?
Dude, guys, my favorite emperor was Nero.
We're going to burn you, Joey.
Because if Nero wasn't around, then we would have less saints. But I'm just saying, guys, we should make monarchy as it should be, hereditary.
No. If you're going to have a monarchy that isn't checked by a legislature, then it cannot be hereditary because that goes wrong every single time.
So we have a perfectly good legislator, and it's called the church.
You mean? Yeah. I would like to introduce you to a time period called the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
You mean the most prosperous time period in history?
That's an interesting view of the Middle Ages.
Took place.
Yeah, that is.
You see, like you would see, like
you are aware that the Pope was put in prison. You are aware that the Middle Ages is when we had the Avignon papacy, when the French took the Pope hostage.
Okay, well, the Pope Clement V was a loser,
and that there was a. You know that the Middle Ages is when we sold indulgences, and the corruption that was rife within the church directly led to the Protestant Reformation.
Are you telling me we don't have any corruption anymore? Because I think that's a lie.
That's not what I said at all. You're
The Middle Ages.
Like theologically, yeah, the Middle Ages were great. They were a high point. And as far as art, well, not physical art, like. As far as paintings and things, the Renaissance was better.
The Renaissance is far better.
But architecture, medieval architecture was great. Although so was Renaissance architecture.
Okay, you know what? So the Renaissance was the best era. I'll give you that one.
But literature and theology, yeah, that peaked in the Middle Ages, and science, obviously.
Before the
politics was total garbage in the Middle Ages. Medieval politics are just the worst ever.
And knowledge didn't do very good in the Middle Ages either, because the Muslims burned all the books, and that didn't help anything.
Right? You guys know that?
No, the Muslim Golden Age happened in the Middle Ages. You're thinking of the Well, I guess depending on which Middle Ages.
The Dark Ages.
The High Middle Ages were the Islamic Golden Age. Before that,
No. But I'm not talking about the Islamic Golden Age. I'm talking about when the Muslims burned all the libraries.
Currently, what do you think about the syllabus of errors?
it's a syllabus of errors.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I've read it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? What are your opinions on it?
It's a papal encyclical listing a bunch of heresies.
But do you think it contradicts Vatican II, the Second
No.
Vatican Council?
I
Why?
think because there's nothing in it that contradicts Vatican II unless we read it really superficially.
Well, like in one part, it's like Pope says, like the ideas of freedom of religion are false and wrong, and then
He was talking
like,
about he was talking about for one thing, he was especially talking about the militant secularism of the time, where they were basically trying to stop the church from actually exercising its rights, and but he was also talking about the moral, especially the idea that there's a moral right to believe whatever you want, whereas Vatican II was simply saying that the government cannot compel belief.
Here, Sola, shoot me.
Because even at the time,
For the achievement.
because what people forget is even at the time, the Catholic precedent for hundreds of years had been that Jews and often Muslims were allowed to practice their faith freely and even openly. They weren't allowed to proselytize, and pagans were not compelled to convert, but they just weren't allowed to practice openly. Why?
Shoot me. It's an achievement. Just do it.
The only people we should burn are the heretics.
Well, also apostates. Apostates were also executed.
I mean, that makes sense. That's a perfectly valid argument. I'm just wondering because, like, I've been talking to this SSPX guy, and like he's just so good. I mean,
Just don't care about it.
I want to learn. I want to get to know more about it. I'm not going to be SSPX probably, but
Before you know it, you're looking in the SSPX, and then you're starting to go into like Diamond Brothers, and then now you're starting to go into like OurLadyIsGod.com.
Actually, Thomas Aquinas even says that Jews should be allowed to, openly practice their religion in synagogues, because even though it's a sin for them to do that, it's by allowing them to do that, it's a reminder of the Old Testament rights and all that, and because even their sinful version of Judaism is a shadow of Christ.
it's really interesting.
He was big into Felix Culpa, where you allow evil to happen to bring about greater good.
Which is why Sola believes that fornication is legal.
Depending on the culture.
What do you think should be legalized?
I said I think that fornication should be legal, but only because it prevents, by legalizing fornication, you prevent worse sins like masturbation and contraception and sodomy.
I would. Yeah, I could not imagine like making that legal. Like, how would you punish people? Would you execute them or something like that?
Well,
premarital sex.
I would. Well, again, that would depend. You could throw them in prison. You could flog them.
God, dude, God, that's terrible.
Again, I don't think that we should punish fornication, but only because. Again, speaking abstractly, it's because it's very difficult to stop people from, masturbating or using contraception or committing sodomy or whatever. And if you make fornication illegal, then in order to avoid detection, they will do these other things so that they don't cause pregnancies, which would give them away. And those other things.
Galileo and make your daughter a nun. And just never speak to her,
Also, before the invention of contraception, it's not like people were just fornicating all the time, because without contraception, if you fornicated, you had an illegitimate child, which was a huge financial burden. So it was already so even the pagans would often stigmatize fornication just because of the financial burden and the how inconvenient it made things.
I do agree. Like our sex culture is pretty awful. So I just cannot imagine.
Now,
Do people argue that here? That fornication should be illegal?
It's only really argued among edgy teens like us.
Dude, why do these fly right over you and go for me?
Here, I'll be right back, y'all.
See, I'm the type of guy who believes that most mortal sins should be made illegal.
Yeah, and again, I'm not against making fornication illegal in principle. It's just that in order to prevent worse sins, we have to allow it.
Okay, but your logic, okay, when you say that the reason why we should make fornication illegal is because we can detect it with pregnancy, that doesn't matter because it would be legal anyway.
What would?
Fornication.
No,
We wouldn't
okay.
be able to prosecute them even if they got pregnant.
No, I'm saying if we made fornication illegal, then anyone who got pregnant outside of wedlock, we would be detected as a fornicator, and so when people would know that, and so to avoid getting pregnant, and because they didn't want to get prosecuted for fornication, they would do something else that would be worse, and therefore we need to.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, but
Yeah, but
let's
that's
name let's name like a moral sin that we all agree should be illegal.
Bestiality.
There we go.
yeah. Homosexuality. Yeah, we should just kill all the gay people.
Whoa.
Not really. Not
That's like
quite.
arguing for killing anyone.
I'm just joking. I don't think homosexuality should be legal. Maybe gay marriage, but I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, hold up. So I think that sodomy should be illegal, and I think that homosexual marriage should be illegal.
Why sodomy?
Because it's a
Sodomy
crime against. Because Sodom was destroyed for it, and we don't want to end up like Sodom.
But I mean, I wouldn't make it illegal. Though. I mean, you can't. How would you enforce that?
Yeah, see, the thing is, enforcing it would be a
Is that
pain.
your stuff?
And plus,
Where are you? Yes,
like,
that's my
how
stuff.
severe of a punishment would you give them?
If you could convict someone that you found them it beyond reasonable doubt that they had engaged in homosexual practices, in principle, I would say something like life in prison.
You serious?
Yes. Well, under the law of Moses, they were executed.
That's terrible. That's ridiculous. That is completely outrageous. You really think no? Seriously.
Well, like I said, under the law of Moses, it was
What's
punished by
the
execution.
justification for that?
Under the law of Moses, it was punished by death under the law of Moses, and Christians understood by death for a long time.
Covenant. We're not bound by the old covenant.
Yeah, but the legal principle is still that it's a sin that's comparable to murder or adultery.
But I mean, it's a sin, but I don't think that people should get life imprisonment for that. We don't even give life imprisonment to pedophiles. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's because we're dumb, and...
Well, we are done with that. I can't agree with that.
I mean, I don't even think they last that long in a prison.
I mean, maybe with like homosexual rape or rape in general, maybe life imprisonment would be fine. But like, I don't know about like just consensual sex. Like when it comes to that, like that sounds a bit too extreme to me.
Again, the reasoning behind it is that any sexual act that isn't basically anything like masturbation or sodomy or bestiality or contraception excludes the possibility of procreation and interferes. And it's a crime directly against nature, and it's a sin that cries out to heaven, according to Jude.
Well, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is that like that's not going to convert people. That's not going to actually get people to actually become like Christians, like I think.
Yes, but again, I'm not saying that we should be campaigning to get this done. I'm saying, in principle, if we were living in a Catholic society, this
But
is
even in a Catholic society, I don't think that would be a good idea. I think it wouldn't be reasonable either. What I think would be good is to like make our culture in such a way that we actually promote like good behavior instead of like outlawing bad behavior. That's what I would do
Well,
personally.
so yeah. Secondly, I mean, there is some bad behavior that obviously needs to get outlawed, but there are a lot of homosexuals that turn to Christ. And the homosexual community, relative to, let's
Well,
say,
also,
other communities,
I should also specify that when I talk about prison, I don't mean the prison system as it exists now, because the prison system as it exists now is really, really dumb and counterproductive.
Well, I agree with that too, but I still don't think those people should go into prison. I mean, at most, when I say this, like maybe just like public, like maybe just like this forming the culture that should look down upon something like that. Okay,
They should wear a funny hat.
No, I don't want to
Just
be
like
like
a rainbow hat that just I'm gay.
yeah, what I like about the Catholic Church is their teaching on homosexuality. It seems a lot more accepting than a lot of other places. But I feel like doing that's super extreme, even for a perfect Catholic society. I just don't know if God would.
Well,
if it's
again,
perfect, you don't
we
have to
used
do
to
that.
we used to put homosexuals to death back when we used the death penalty.
I still don't agree with that. I don't think that is a good thing at all.
I don't even think that happened often. You know how
like I said, I mean,
uncommon
a
that
lot of
was?
homosexuals.
Well, yeah, because it's really
to
difficult to
Christianity.
detect it. It's like almost impossible to prove it.
And also, most people wouldn't risk it. I mean, what are the odds that you also find somebody who's open enough that you find out
Well, yeah, exactly.
and you share the same feelings? Like, yeah.
I don't see how God would like agree with. Well, then again,
I mean, he did destroy an entire city for it.
He did, and you're right. So maybe I shouldn't say that. But for modern day society, I just don't think that would work personally. And I think we shouldn't be giving out the judgment that only God can give. Like unless God instructed us to actually kill or imprison homosexuals as of today in the new covenant, then that's different. But
The New Testament says that God has given the authority to the government to bring forth the sword.
I mean,
Yeah,
Do you want to give the government the
do you
sword when
want?
it's not religious?
Do you? I would argue. Do you want to give the government the sword with it, whether it's religious or not? But I mean, I don't know. I believe in capital punishment, but I certainly don't believe that you should go killing off our gay population when many gays convert. Actually, I was formerly gay and I converted. So naturally, would I want to die? No.
yeah, I mean, I agree with him too. I think that instead of imprisoning gay people or killing them, we should just show them Christian love and stuff, and actually show them that they are loved by God, and but without actually without.
anyone.
But I mean,
Yeah, but what if they just
imprisonment.
reply and say that it's homophobic?
I mean, but I don't want to call any of y'all's views homophobic, but it's just. I just personally don't agree with it. I just don't think that's a good way of actually living in a society if I actually condemn people.
No, I was meaning by saying that it is a sin, they could then go and say that that's homophobic.
Well, I mean, it is a sin to engage in homosexual actions. That's undeniable in the Bible. If you, but homosexuals, they can live good and chaste lives and stuff. And if they fall, and if they make a mistake, just like one of us did, that's still. Why should we condemn them? And why should we even condemn us into jail time for just fornication or anything like that, too? On top of that, because, everyone sins. No one's perfect. We can try to promote a good society without completely outlawing every single sin because it's ridiculous. Everyone's going to break the laws.
See, I
Seriously.
don't know about life imprisonment. See, Sola here is talking about life imprisonment here. I don't know about that.
I don't even think any prison time for that, or even I don't even think it should be a law. Like I think that's ridiculous. Like that, even
I
for
think it should go punished. I do not think that it should. Maybe even. I don't think it should constitute life. And see what I mean here?
Now, can I say something?
Yeah, go for it.
I was homosexuality being wrong, and I was like me and my sister were victims of child abuse, and like the babysitters would tell us to take off our clothes and that kind of thing, and we were basically used as pornography. And my sister was like 4 years old. I was just a baby, and yeah, it confuses people. And I converted when I was 5 years old, but I still was totally unaware of homosexuality and how wrong it was. Then I backslid, and then I regained my faith when I was 12. And I backslid for like when I was about 10 years old. And so like coming from that, like yeah, no, I don't think as a young kid, being influenced by porn addicts that were basically making baby porn, I should be killed for homosexuality. When
Yeah, well, no one's talking about killing anyone.
But even the point still stands.
Right. Well, again, the we're talking about a
Oh, he's all
specific
the trauma
context.
of it, that it was like
We're not talking
Yeah.
about we're not saying we want to go lobby to get whatever state in America or Europe to start banning things. We're talking about hypothetically in a society that is already being run according to Catholic principles, where there's a completely different social context, where you don't have people who are basically where everyone is.
I still don't think that would be a good society. Personally speaking, I just don't think it would be good.
Do you think that your attraction was the result of trauma, or do you believe that it was innate?
The strange thing is, before any homosexuality, I had the biggest crush on my best friend, who was another Christian. When I converted when I was I converted when I was 5. I went to kindergarten, had a big crush on my best friend, and she was a girl. But I didn't believe I didn't know homosexuality was wrong, and I, committed bad acts as a kid, and then I heard actually what got me to stop is I heard my friends talking about it, and I felt totally uncomfortable, and I wanted nothing to do with it after that. It was I stopped even before I converted. But
Homosexuality is also not in and of.
I was never attracted to guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that much. I was never attracted to guys.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that
I was, yeah. In fact, I was very much attracted to girls and trying to create friendships with girls even when I was young.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that happened to you too. That must be super traumatic and stuff. I just wanted to say that I'm just sorry that happened to you. I just really hope you're okay.
Yeah, I don't remember most of it. My sister remembers a lot more than I did because she was 3 years older. But yeah, I mean it does confuse a young mind.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say that for one thing, I'm not talking about teenagers or children. I don't think we should be putting teenagers in prison for as long as we do adults anyway. But also in the sort of society I'm talking about, there wouldn't be people who wouldn't be aware of things like homosexuality being wrong, because it would be part of Like even you wouldn't. I'm not saying like we'd require everyone to agree with church teaching, but it would be what the bushes. I keep walking into them, but it would. Everyone would be taught the basics of the like Christian ethical principles, so that everyone would be familiar with it, even if they didn't agree with it.
See, that's the thing. Like, you at that young age, people have a they don't grasp things as well. They don't have a good understanding of things, and I may have accepted Christ, but I backslid because I didn't know what it was to stand and to understand what I believed. So I mean, sure, you can try to inform kids as best as you and you should as best as you can, but you have to realize that they are children. They don't have that same capacity to grasp those kind of concepts, or may not grasp those kind of concepts as
Right, and again,
quickly
like I
as
said, I don't
normal.
think we should be putting children in prison for nearly as long as we do adults. But at
But
the
you
very
still want
least,
them to go to prison,
at the
though.
very least,
Even if they're children,
at the
even
very
if they're
least, they would.
children.
I would want them to be rehabilitated, and for someone to step in and say, "Okay,
Okay.
clearly you are not
Okay.
capable of understanding."
I do have a
If they're
question
children,
though.
there's a
Like,
bigger issue though. It's abuse. Like if they're children and that's happening, it's likely abuse.
yes, absolutely, and
So
also,
it wouldn't make sense to punish a victim in that case. It'd
But, like-
be make more sense to like give them like help, so to speak.
I think so too. But also, like how far will you go for that though? Like when you're talking about sexual sin, because it's like, how about like with oral sex? Okay, that's against the Bible too. Like, will you actually outlaw people from actually having oral sex? Will you? And how would you do that? Also, lying. Lying is one of the lying is against one of the commandments. So like, should we? If someone's getting caught lying, even accidentally, should they be thrown in jail for life for
Well,
that?
no, but
Because they
again,
know-
lying isn't a sin that cries out to
But-
heaven, though. Lying is not one of the big because the Bible lists 7 different
Oh,
sins. There's a systematic way of determining which
But I
things
mean,
rank.
it's in one of the great. It's in one of the 10.
Yes,
like,
but it's not one
Thou
of.
shalt not bear false witness.
Yes, but it's not a
It's
sin
one of
that
the
cries
10
out to
commandments.
heaven. The sins that cry out to heaven are listed in the Bible as being connected. A lot of them are connected with Sodom, but not all of them. So there's murder, because it's is a sin that cries out to heaven. Oppressing the widow or the orphan or the alien, those are sins that cry out to heaven. Oppressing the wage earner, and committing non-procreative sexual acts.
Okay. What verse is that in?
You can find all the references in the Catechism. The one about about the sin of the Sodomites is in Genesis. It talks about how the sins of the Sodom have cried out to heaven before the Lord, and then in Jude he says that Sodom was destroyed for indulging in unnatural lust.
I mean, don't you agree though that lying could be a grave matter and disobeying your
Yeah,
parents?
lying is a grave sin, but
Okay,
not every grave
okay.
sin cries out to heaven. There's some like
So
fornication. Fornication,
So you-
for example, is a grave sin, and adultery is a grave sin, and incest is a grave sin. But even those don't cry out to heaven because they don't violate the very nature of the act.
But those can damn you to hell, though.
Yes,
And
but that's
isn't
not
that-
what
is-
cry out to heaven means.
Okay.
We
But I'm just wondering, like, why legislate some laws over others if it's ultimately both going to like damn you to hell? You know, so like
Because they're
that's just why I
different.
don't understand.
Because there's still different levels of sin.
Of course, but
not-
I mean, they both can damn you to hell, though. So why not outlaw lying and disobeying with your parents and stuff like that? Why not give those people life
In part because
Don't they have a lesser gravity?
they do, but they can have as much gravity too because they are part of the Ten Commandments.
well, again,
and in certain situations, they can damn you to hell.
the principle.
Oftentimes lying can be accidental.
Well,
too,
as
which is
Aquinas-
less culpable.
well,
I mean,
the principle from Aquinas is it's not And again, remember, I'm speaking abstractly. I'm not talking about any particular society. But in principle, we could outlaw any sin. But in practice, trying to legislate every single, make sure no one ever commits any sin is going to fail completely. Even Moses didn't do it. So the principle is, if it basically will depend on, would you cause more evil by trying to stop this sin than you would by just than evil that would be allowed if you cause it, or is there some greater good that could come from allowing the evil than trying to stop it? For example, if we tried to say, okay, anytime you tell a lie, we're going to throw you in prison forever, would obviously go quite wrong, because everyone would tell a lie at some point, or would be completely terrified that they would. And it would also not be proportionate to the nature of the crime. Trying to outlaw children disobeying their parents would be a total nightmare, because you'd have parents dragging their children in every day.
Yeah.
That you would also you'd also start corrupting basic social bonds, like you would be violating subsidiarity, which it's the parents' job to enforce morality within their home. So again, it depends on the society that you're in, and what is practical, and what the effect would be, and also whether or not trying to outlaw this sin would make people do something even worse.
Okay, I kind of understand what you're saying.
Whoa, it looks like you could be going towards decriminalizing drugs, Sola.
I mean, hypothetically, but it depends entirely on the society.
Yeah,
there also isn't much to research or study on the decriminalization of drugs. I mean, to really know the effect.
Why? Actually, I do have a question. Why is sodomy worse than, or just as bad as murder?
Well, it's not as bad as murder, but it's in the same category of the sins that cry out to heaven. Murder is still worse, but it's in the same general category.
Why?
Because non-procreative sexual activity is the reason that it's in the category of crying out to heaven is that it completely violates the very nature of man, just as killing your brother is a complete betrayal of what it means to be human. To use the sexual function for something other than reproduction violates entirely its entire purpose, and there's not really any parallel in any other sin where anything like this happens. Because any other sin, if you're sinning against nature, you're also causing harm. If you swallow a poison, you could argue that that's violating the nature of the digestive system, but you're also causing harm to yourself.
Okay, well, what about masturbation?
That also is one of the unnatural vices, yes.
Okay, so I would agree, outlaw masturbation then.
I would, yes. But for practicality, though, however, for practicality, since because it's almost impossible to detect, and because it's also something that's very easy for people to fall into, I would say that it would be better there to offer people rehabilitation, to say, okay, I'm turning myself in so that you can help me stop doing this.
Wait, say again? So I think you broke out for a second.
It would be... Hold on.
Okay.
My volume's weird. Okay. In the case of masturbation, I think it would be more practical to say, if someone confesses and turns himself in and says, yes, I did this, to basically put him into rehabilitation where he is monitored and helped to overcome this thing, because it's also an addiction that's really easy to fall into, and is it's not something, it's something that's kind of always available. And so it would be something where, okay, this person needs help, and we're going to help him overcome it because this thing that he's doing is a sin, and not only a sin, it's an incredibly grave sin that violates the very nature of.
Okay, so you'll do that for masturbation, but not sexuality.
Well, the difference with homosexuality is that, again, it would depend on the society, but is that in homosexuality, you have to find someone else who's willing to do it. You have to someone has to seek out someone else who's willing to do this, knowing that it could get them turned in, and knowing that this is something that's frowned upon in society. And again, I'm not saying that every single person who does the big gay needs to be thrown in prison for life. Just and it would also depend on whether they were manipulated and all that, and they were. But
now as a as a underdeveloped kid, that like I used to be scared of doing anything wrong, and I for the most part tried to stay out of trouble and obey my parents. And it was like, here, yeah, okay, so there was the homosexuality thing, but like again, I don't. I don't see it. I don't see, I don't think juvenile would have been good for me. In fact, the punishments I got from my parents were a lot. The punishments I got from God were a lot. I mean, I just don't think the government would do a good job of that myself.
Well, yeah. Again, like I said, I'm not talking about the system that we have now, which is fundamentally broken. And I don't like. There are very few people that I would be willing to send to the prison system as it exists today. I'm talking about a more abstract. If we were to completely reform everything from the ground up, and
I don't think the juvenile is a very good replacement for.
Well, yeah, the juvenile system that
for
exists right
parental,
now is terrible.
even a different juvenile system is it's really a crappy replacement for parenting.
Well, yes, it is, but the thing is that what time is it?
And
Okay,
how
that's
is it
why.
even biblical? How is it even biblical to replace? Is it even biblical to replace? Replace parenting with a juvenile system?
Well,
Is that even
Probably not.
well, okay. Well, actually, there is a case in the Old Testament where if there was a child who was really unruly and couldn't be controlled by his parents, there was the option of taking him before the courts, and if the elders ruled it, they could put him to death.
require enforcement?
Although there's no evidence that they actually used that, but there was that option. But again, I'm not talking.
So option as opposed to a
The thing is,
And
I'm not talking
don't-
about, okay, this kid's gotten into trouble, we need to take him away from his parents.
Right.
I'm meaning that if someone is, that when the parenting does fail, and when there is, because again, not everyone has parents who will be responsible. And when the parents either don't care or are unable to prevent someone from committing serious crimes, the government needs to step in to prevent the person. But again, I'm not talking about minors. Most of what I'm saying is talking about adults who are on their own, not minors who obviously the different rules apply to minors because of social and psychological issues.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna agree to do this. Don't think Chris had the eye on this first, but keep going. You guys go. And for me with that debate.
Yeah, I think I'm done with the debate.
That was,
The game keeps lagging and I
I've
can't
never
open
felt
stuff.
so strongly against something in my life, dude. I swear, like that was so. It was a good debate. I enjoyed it seriously.
I've been streaming for 3.5 hours.
So this is you're streaming?
Yes, I doubt anyone will ever see it though, because it's 3.5 hours of, this.
Well, just like playing it in the background. Subscribe to my YouTube.
Which means that debate. Oh, come on!
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really looking to switch servers because we got a lot of stuff on that server.
Oh, that's all fine, dude. But it's always open. That's fine.
Yep.
So, but that's really cool that he posted.
What the heck?
Trying to beat it? Beat Minecraft?
Why?
Yeah, he wants to beat Minecraft.
There were apparently earlier there were people on the live chat sending messages.
I don't know how much spare time you have, but if you on Algae, like a luck of the sea thief, you can get, especially if it's raining, you can get like some nice enchant books. And that is if you don't want to like have to grind XP, or if you don't have an XP.
We have XP grinders. We actually have a whole lot of stuff. We even have an enchantment library. Yeah, and like I feel like as far as resources, we're almost good